We can't wait for Dave anymore. I can't wait for Dave anymore. Well, he was here and he had issues, and now it's 9:15. So
Dave had issues,
but yeah, he can join in later. It'll be fine.
He'll be right. He'll join in at the most perfectly timed moment.
He will.
I love that little video at the beginning with Dave doing the electrocution thing. Big Dave.
Oh, with me when he used to have
it was a boomerang thing, I think. Yeah, oh, hang on. I was going to just. Oh, hey, up. He's here. Hang on.
Are we on?
Yeah, there he is.
Hey.
However, he's Instagram styley. These kids these days on their Instagram.
Oh, sorry,
kids, man.
There you go.
There we go, Dave.
Oh, I just want to make sure that the stream is up.
Stick with that.
Yeah, it is. There we go. It's all good. All good. Right, we're on. Welcome to Whisky Pies and Lies, the live stream podcast that basically is politically incorrect. 9 middle-aged white men with a point of view, generally the wrong one. There you go.
Generally, usually
always
the wrong one.
Yeah, the wrong. Yeah, exactly. Right. What we're going to talk about? I think we sort of chosen 2 subjects ish.
Half-heartedly, yes.
Half-heartedly, we've got 2 subjects. The first one is middle lane. Well, I was going to say the N word, and it's not the.
That sounds a little bit too much.
Yeah, I'm not going to say. I'm going to say fascists instead. Middle lane fascists.
Yeah, that's better.
I think we'll get away with that on YouTube. And then the second one is supermarket etiquette, and we'll come back to that one in a second because it's getting near Christmas, and people need to be better at shopping. I think that's probably the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
How is everybody?
Good.
Very well.
Yeah. Good.
So,
Retired.
So this week, tired.
Retired.
Oh, are you?
Oh, yeah, you tired this week.
What? Officially now?
Way!
Hey, mate. That's
living the dream.
Living the dream.
Oh, you bastard. I'm proper jealous.
Did they get fed up with you? Just like, oh, bugger off, Rob. Just
get rid. He's a sick note. Get rid of him.
Full pension, everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate. Congrats.
Was it over 20
Paid
years?
the mortgage off yesterday.
Congrats, mate.
Thank you.
Was it over 20?
Awesome.
Was it over 20 years you was with Fire?
20 years and 9 months I did, yeah.
Not that you count him.
No.
That went quick, didn't it?
Yep.
Really quick.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Congratulations, mate. Welcome to retirement.
Oh, I'm glad you've retired, to be honest. It used to piss me off going in and out with you. Oh, is he a fireman?
Retired fireman's quite not the same answer, has it?
It's just an old bastard in the corner.
With a bad back because of all the people you've lifted down ladders.
You know what they do with retired firemen, don't you? They turn them into those
gigolos.
Those crash test dummies, the ones that they have to do all the CPR on and stuff.
No, you have to get yourself a little ghetto blaster and go and do strips for women's hen days.
Have you seen the state of my body these days?
Hey, if it works for
people on the second wedding, though, not the first wedding, the second wedding, the older ones.
What are you trying to say, Dave? What are you trying to say?
That he's retired.
Controversial already. We've not even gone on to the subjects yet. It's controversial.
Don't worry, Rob. I'd hire you. I could do it a laugh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
still are you, Rob? There you go. That's good.
Grey hairs stick together.
Hey, it's going as well. Never mind, great. It's going.
Oh, mate.
Silver foxes. That's
Jem
what it is.
Jem said to me today, she went, "Oh, you're really suiting your grey hair." I'm like,
which one?
What?
I have. It's coming. It's definitely coming.
Just for that.
If I'm honest.
No,
you can't see it. You can't see it. Just the light. It's all the fancy, expensive lights I've got here that make it not grey. So,
just for men that you got in your bathroom cupboard.
Yeah, more whiskey. And on that note, what's everyone drinking? It's gone very Great Escape all of a sudden. But what are we drinking? What's that? Budweiser.
Currently on
Tiny Rebel.
Tiny Rebel, Dancing for Money.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. We got a Silk Road.
Which
And
whiskey
Dave.
are you destroying with Coke, Dave?
Oh, bloody hell, Dave.
I don't know. I'm in a bad.
Oh, mate,
Oh,
We've lost him again.
lost him
that means-
again. His audio, your audio's gone a bit funny, mate.
you're like one of
Whatever
the
you're
presenters from the
thinking,
Eurovision
you're
Song
trying anyway.
Contest.
You think it could be? You know what?
What else did he like? He's worked it out. He's done it. He's worked it out. He's a genius.
No.
Is there a button on there that you didn't press? That should be another one of our subjects. Is it worth buying very expensive equipment for your
No.
podcast?
I am well impressed with Big Dave's mic. Big Dave's mic.
Thank you.
Amazon special.
Amazon
It's
special, $25.99.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's
It's
sounds
yeah,
a
it does. It sounds
toner.
great.
I don't know what the model is. I'll find the model and share it afterwards. But yeah,
I've
I've
it's,
got
Can anyone-
a blue
50%
Yeti
off.
coming.
Go on, Dave.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Eventually. It's like a badly dubbed, like, karate film.
Cole, could it be? I'm literally just.
You want to
using
fight? You'll
phone.
fight me.
I do. You must. Then again.
I got your master. Fuck.
I'll fight you, John style.
Bob, don't fight back.
Yeah,
Dave, just to let you know, mate, we're actually live as well. So you know, it's just
Yeah.
Be a crack screen in a minute.
God.
He's pissed off.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Next week's subject.
Anyway, there you go. Dave's disappeared again. That's fine.
Yep.
That's fine. We're all here.
We learned that he's drinking something with Coke in it.
Yep.
He's drinking. He's destroyed the whiskey with some Coke. Yeah, like he always does. Yeah. Right. Let's get to the first topic because otherwise we're just going to be waxing lyrical about Dave's kung fu fighting ability. There we go. And it's on the screen. Middle lane fascist. So, Dave, this was yours. No, it wasn't. It was your suggestion, was it? Was it yours, Dave?
I think it might be mine. Yeah, it's probably mine.
Yeah.
Not the fascist bit, but middle lane bit.
That was your words, Carl.
Yeah, your words. You're
Oh,
responsible
well,
for
actually,
that,
I think
Colin,
Dave
only
used
you.
another word, but I couldn't use because YouTube wouldn't like it very, very much. So, yeah. Anyway,
What,
something to
impatience?
do with someone called Adolf in the 1940s. But anyway, there you go. Some little movement that he started.
Some political party. Don't know. All right. Anyway, does anybody keep a record of how many middle lane hoggers they pass on a journey?
Okay, before I answer that, I'm suggesting that you do keep a record.
I do. I do.
You really do?
Yeah, I do. My record at the moment is 9.
No, they fucking are annoying. They're
Nine,
really-
what, 9 on a single journey?
9 on one. It's got to be continuous. So literally gone past 9 cars.
Oh, right.
That were all in the middle lane.
Oh, right, all at the same time.
All at the same time.
Wow, that's
Do
a
you ever do that?
convoy.
Do you ever overtake them and then
Swerve to the
Fucking
inside.
cut them
lane.
off.
Yeah.
just to say, "You've made me overtake you, you bastard. I'll
Yeah.
piss you off."
So
You've just got us all 3 points there, Steve.
Yeah.
no, he hasn't. It's coming to go out to come across.
No,
Yeah.
that's
So,
perfectly fine.
The
Kind of.
I want to know why
on
people
the
do
way
it.
home last week. So these guys live in Manchester and I live in Nottingham. And on the way home, there was a guy 4-lane motorway, and there was a guy in the 3rd lane, and he must have been doing about 60.
Oh.
And there was people going around him. There were people just not bothering, just shooting down the 1st lane, and that's like flying right past him and everything. It was like chaos. It was chaos.
Undertook
It does.
people doing that.
Causes so much. So basically, if someone's hogging the middle lane, it turns a 3-lane motorway into a 2-lane motorway.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Do you not
worked with a
undertake?
guy-
Builds all the traffic before.
I was
Do you
telling. I was
undertake?
talking. Yeah,
Sorry, Rob.
I have done. In the
I
past.
do now. If I'm not speeding, shall we say, if I'm doing 70 and they're sat in the middle lane, I'll just stay in that lane and go under them.
Yeah, I do.
I don't, because it's too much danger to keep going out and back in again all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Because you have to
Swerve
slow down
around them.
to come round them to come back in again. Because I'll always go back over, and if they're, I think if a copper come along, he wouldn't pull you for it. He'd pull the other guy first because he'd know what you were doing.
Well, you'd hope so, right? You'd hope so. You'd hope
Well,
because
I'd
I mean,
argue my case because I think I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it, but I'm sure under highway code, obviously what the lanes are. One is that's who you're driving. The other two are overtaking lanes.
Yeah, literally, they are
But
overtaking.
that's what they are.
Making progression is the technical
Yes.
term.
So if
Yeah, they're only for overtaking.
but if you're for you to come out to speed to come out to go around them is less of a danger to do than on undertaking. Obviously, if it's a lorry or something, then you're in the shit if they don't see you because it'll go. I think most people do it because they feel safe in the middle because they're not being pushed out to the right and they're not being pushed to the left. They've got 2 lanes to go over. That's
So
what
again,
they do it for.
But don't quote me on this, but I think I read somewhere that the middle lane is the most dangerous lane to drive in if you lose control of the car.
Dave said if the middle lane.
Because
Well-
there's furthest to travel to either the central reservation or the edge and the angle that you'd hit it at, rather than hitting it from a side angle.
you know, I have got the power of the internet here. I can look up.
Have a Google,
I
see if that's true.
I can look up the highway code, and for
I used to work with a guy called Adam, and I was talking to him about like going on the motorway, middle lane hoggers, this, that, and the other. And he said,
Is Adam the one who had the incident in the client's bedroom?
"Oh no, no!" But I will tell you that story.
Yeah, you got to tell that story.
what's that?
I'll
Oh, I
tell
missed
it.
that.
So Adam was. This isn't the story, by the way. Yeah, I was talking to him about it. I was saying the other ones to piss him off. He went, "Yeah, I do that. I got on the motorway and I indicate right. I go in the middle lane and I'm comfortable there. There's nothing wrong with that." I was like, "You're taking the piss. You are actually taking the piss right now. That is so bad. You can't do that."
I would have just told him to drop me off at the nearest service station.
Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't in the car with him. I was at work.
Oh, okay.
Discussing.
But I think that's down to the driving tests and lessons. I mean, I passed my test in Germany, and we had to go on the autobahn as part of learning and the test.
So that's
only
why
just
you're on
been
the
intro-
tech.
I did.
Over here, that's only just come in the last few years to go on the
You have to do
motorway.
it now. I did that.
Yes.
I paid for an extra lesson after I'd passed my test. And hey, what the bloody hell's going on?
You're getting robbed, Dave.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey,
We can hear you knocking stuff all over the shop.
No, it was the cat. Do you know what the problem was?
What's that?
Safari. I run it in
It's a goodie.
Chrome now, and it's
Crap.
That's perfect.
Oh, you should have said. I would have said Safari. Yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
put that mic in now, but that'll be the problem, won't it?
Hey, mate, you
Yeah.
sound great, mate.
Sounds fine.
Yeah,
Right.
sounds
Right, Dave.
That's
What
the
you
end of the
drinking?
podcast. See you later.
All I was saying when you couldn't hear me before is I'm in a really bad mood today. That didn't help. I've just snapped a lightning cable in the iPad out of anger because I pulled it out the wall.
You're gonna have to get a pair of tweezers.
Yeah. I've done that as well, mate. Steve, just move your mic a bit nearer to your mouth, mate. I think we've lost you a little bit.
Hello.
That's better.
There you
That's
go, that's
much better.
West,
There you go.
west side of me, back there, daddy back.
There you go. Aye. Right.
Aye.
So I'm on rac.co.uk. Let me bring up what RAC say.
Nice pussy, Dave.
Hey.
Nice.
Hey.
That cat literally is on its last life.
Right. What the RAC say? Why is middle lane hogging bad? During busy periods, middle lane hogging can cause congestion as traffic funnels through the outside lane to pass a lane hogger. Okay, so they're suggesting that you should pass on the outside.
Well, that's the
'cause
legal
that's
way to
the
do
law.
it, to be fair.
It is the law. You should pass on the right hand side, yeah?
Yeah.
Or the left hand side if you're in America, obviously. If the
Yeah.
driver in the middle lane moved
Or if you're in
over, the same
Germany.
traffic could be split over 2 lanes, Dave. They agree with you. Many also see staying in the middle lane as selfish because if someone is correctly following the highway code and driving in the inside lane, then they catch up with the middle lane hogger, and then you need to move across 2 lanes to overtake the lane hogger to avoid undertaking. This also means the overtaker has to complete a 4-lane change in total instead of 2. Oh, look at that!
Oh,
Ah, what
that
is
was 2
that?
on my record. That Two.
Actually, there's three. There's one there. There's one there, and there's one there. So that'd be three. Yeah.
Just scroll
no
up.
need.
No,
There's-
my record is that literally there's nobody on the inside lane. Past 9 cars when there was not one single car on the inside lane.
That's not right, mate.
You get to
Scroll-
a point where you just
Very
undertake.
annoying.
Say again,
No.
Dave.
Yeah, we were saying that before, Dave. We have to undertake. We
Yeah.
have undertook.
Just scroll up to the top, Carl. Sorry, the picture of that.
Shit,
down. Yeah, that's
That's how it makes you feel.
yeah. Down a little bit. Next picture underneath.
Aren't we, Dave? As
That
you're
one.
like a
Who has
proper
ever done that on
car
the
dude.
motorway?
I tell you what, that picture there has got nothing to do with middle lane hogging. He's just
From the RAC, that's poor marketing there for the RAC.
Yeah, they've just shown this crap photo there.
He's just turning around, and he's actually also on the wrong side of the car. That's a passenger in
Yeah,
the car.
No, she's got a driving wheel, a steering wheel as well.
yeah.
It's on
Driving
the same
wheel.
side there, Carl.
They
Yeah.
flipped
Yeah,
they flipped it.
Flip the
It-
image.
It's on.
It's in Germany.
wait.
That's how the Germans drive, apparently.
I was going to say they can't flip an image. That wouldn't work.
It's like when you take it on your iPhone. It swaps it round.
It's flipped it over.
No, it hasn't. That's just taken from that's a European picture. It's got
Well,
to
we're
be.
just as bad.
No.
Aren't
Now, I could take that image and flip it the other way.
Yeah, just flip it the
Well,
other
that
way.
you
put a stop
couldn't.
to that conversation.
Yeah, you could.
No, you couldn't.
We just wait for the rest of his sentence to kick in after his mic.
Just checking he's not finished.
No, actually, you couldn't because she's got a left arm out the window.
No, I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, if you flip it, be a right arm out for the window.
Yeah,
No, it wouldn't.
it would.
It wouldn't.
Look, a steering wheel is on the right hand side, the left hand side. Sorry.
Left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you flip
Yeah.
it, be on the right hand side.
Yeah.
How could you flip it?
By
No, it
flipping it,
wouldn't.
it's simple. Flip it.
Oh,
Tell you
Flip
what,
the picture.
crop that for me and send it to me, Carl, and I'll flip
At the end of the
it later for you.
podcast, Dave will flip it.
he's a good flipper.
Also, do a bit of artwork in there, Dave.
Cole, you've seen what
Although
Dave's
you like
capable of.
Photoshop.
I'm gonna. I'll send you the email in a second, Dave. I'll send it in a second.
There's
But-
a picture
but,
of one
you
of
know-
Dave's on the intro.
But I mean, look at this, right? I mean, all he's doing is going, "Wow, get your tits out!" Hey! That's what he's doing. That's got nothing to do with middle lane hogging. That's just him going,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
they've just took a get your tits out photo.
yeah, exactly." And she's saying,
Yeah,
what,
that'll do.
What, didn't you see him earlier? I mean, I was
I was doing
driving
that.
on the motorway with my t-shirt over my
I was
head with
doing
him
that,
out.
but you didn't even see him.
She was like, if you took longer than 30 seconds, you would have seen him.
The thing is, he undertook it, you see, so he didn't see him. That's why.
That's
if
all
he'd gone round the outside of her, it would have been fine.
Went on the underpass, did he?
Many years ago, I did that undertaking malarkey. A long queue of traffic coming off at the roundabout. I was in it for ages. Oh, fuck this. Going on the hard shoulder. I'm coming off at the next junction anyway. Went on the hard shoulder for like literally a couple of seconds. I turned right and there's a white van full of police officers pointing the fingers, laughing at me. I was, oh, fucking hell, man. They threw the book at me. I got 12 points. 12 points and a £150 fine.
Whoa.
Driving on the hard shoulder of a motorway, driving without due care and attention, and some fucking else, but I don't know. 12
Undertaking.
points. Probably.
There is a point, though, isn't there, where you can actually undertake.
You can if
your
it's in traffic. If it's in traffic, you
if
can
your
undertake.
lane is moving quicker,
Yeah.
the flow, you can actually undertake then, can't you?
You can undertake in, yeah.
But all this is it's to do with driving in general. It's like having a filter lane as you come up, where you're coming in from the right, and people will not let you in, even though that's what it's designed for. They'll queue 2 miles back and see someone drive down and go, he's jumping in. Well, they're not jumping in. That's the way it's supposed to work to feed traffic in.
Yeah. I'm with you there, Rob.
It's like when you have 2 lanes going into one and everyone's parked
Exactly, that's
on
what I
one
mean,
lane.
The thing is,
And
when
merging
people
into one,
turn
and
in
everyone's kicking off,
early,
you're like,
I'm
one in,
gonna
one
you
out.
let that
disagree.
person in, and then
I'm
you've got to
gonna-
let someone else in further down because they've gone in
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah.
If the
Just
ones
one
who are
in,
doing
one
it
out.
earlier are fucking in the
I
wrong.
disagree. I
One
disagree.
in, one out.
I
So what-
disagree.
why?
If everyone filtered in where I filter in, it wouldn't annoy me anymore.
The thing is, you're supposed to go down, right?
Yeah.
And if everybody went down and stopped pissing about trying to get in early,
And then you get your white van man. Yeah, it's always white van man. They're always down the side, and then
Ah,
you
your
get like
white
a
van
7.5 ton wagon that decides to park in both the lanes, let no one through.
Oh,
And suddenly starts beeping the horn at them.
The local hero. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
stop everybody overtaking.
And he hangs out the window with his tits out. Hey, check this.
On the underpass.
Dave, I've sent you that picture. I am dying to see what that would look like in reverse and how you're going to move that steering wheel from the left-hand side to the right-hand side.
Just replying back to you now.
Dave's the man.
Right.
Dave's doing that. All right, okay.
You done it already?
Well, last chance Dave's doing that. Steve, tell that story.
Oh, fucking hell. Right. The story Big Dave's going on about is I knew this guy who was a painter. He used to paint kitchens and things like that, and he had an apprentice working for him, and they're on site and they're doing all of the job and everything, and the main contractor, his boss, phoned up and said, look, someone's seen something on CCTV at the house that you're working at, and you need to come in and we need to talk about it. So his apprentice went fucking white, went quiet for the rest of the day, didn't say a word. They got in the van on the way home, and he had to pull over because the apprentice was sick on the side of the road. Got back in the car, and he's like, right, what the fuck have you done, man? If this is bad. He's like, oh, fucking hell, man. Right, basically, I went into the woman's room, and I got into the knicker drawer, put the knickers out, had a wank, and put them back. And then they drove to. He's like, you fucking dickhead! Oh my god, this is unbelievable, you dickhead! They drove to work. They went in, and then they stood there in front of the boss, and the boss was like, right, so this customer's seen something on the CCTV. Yeah, okay, what is it? He said, basically, she's got CCTV outside the front door, and she said you've been having one too many fag breaks throughout the day. And I'm not happy about it. So this poor fucking apprentice confessed all, threw up on the side of the road. And
too many
nobody knew
fag
about
breaks.
it anyway, yeah. And all it was too many fag breaks.
Dave Moran.
I'll
So
tell
the
you what
moral
we
of the
did.
story is
We had a house fire.
Well, what Dave did.
Oh.
He turned it round and made it.
There
made
you
on
it.
the
go.
right hand side.
And how
See?
quick and easy was that?
Blown your mind, hasn't it?
Go on then, Rob. We should explain Rob's an ex-fireman. Retired literally, what was it,
Yep.
yesterday?
You used to drive the wagons, didn't you, Rob? You used
Did
to
it
drive
all,
them, right?
mate. Did it all.
Did it all. Man and boy.
So we had a house fire, and it was a chimney. You know, it was a log burner, but they'd put the. It doesn't really matter, but they put the way they'd done it. The chimney got hot and it set fire upstairs, etc., etc. So went in, put the fire out. I was driving at the time, so I didn't go in, but I went in afterwards because obviously you got to cut it all out and tidy it all up and that, and make sure everything, salvage as much as you can. And so this lad said, "Here, come here, look at this." So they'd gone out, the couple who lived there. They'd nipped out for something. So we went in the bedroom, and there's dildo, vibrator, and handcuffs on the bed. So like, all right, okay. So we just lined them up on the windowsill, tidied the room up, and just left them there lined up on the windowsill and just come away. So he knows that they were just there and we'd all fucking seen them.
We know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Anyway, that's one of them.
You've got a few.
So
Yeah,
then,
I'm sure you've seen some stuff in your time, Rob, at the houses you've been in.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Hanging, mate. Don't take much to tidy your house up, does it? You know what I mean? That's one of my bugbears that I get very angry about. Is I know
Best
there's
time.
a lot of poverty and stuff in the world, but you don't have to be a dirty bastard.
Yeah, you can have a wash.
Yeah, have a wash.
You never know when the firemen are going to break down your door. Just have a wash and put the newspapers away.
Try and get your big toe out of the bath.
I tell you what. There's many middle-aged women that have, will be having washes, hoping for well firemen will come and knock down her door. Yeah. Oh, you've caught me in the shower. Oh,
is my smoke alarm gone off again?
So middle lane hogging. I think we're all in violent agreement that it is the wrong thing to do. And so, you know, if you are watching this and you don't know whether middle lane hogging is illegal, it is illegal. Yes, it is an offence.
Aren't you supposed to get 3 points now for it?
Yeah.
There's signs on the motorway now as well that say, I don't know what in fact I don't know what it says, but it's something about don't hog the
middle lanes for overtaking only.
Yeah,
Steve, they don't see it. They're too busy on the phones.
Yeah.
Playing Candy Crush.
New laws introduced in 2013 gave police officers the powers to hand out on-the-spot fines of £100 and three penalty points.
I'd be interested to know how many they've given out.
Yeah.
Not many.
Oh, do you know what? Let me see if I can find it for you, mate.
Do you know what? The punishment should fit the crime, right? They should line them up. You know, like you used to do in Gooma when you didn't catch the goal.
Oh yeah, tunnel of death or bomb
Yeah,
blasts.
put you on the side of the wall and kick the ball at you so hard that it hurt your ass. Or the tunnel of death, where you had to run through them all and they kick you.
Tunnel of death.
That's what you should do for middle lane.
Take the fucking steering wheel off them and then say get home.
Correct.
Just wind down the window and shout, "Get fucked."
I remember years ago when we went on this go-karting day out. And
I wondered what you were doing then.
I was trying to think.
Is that how you think? Yeah. Stressful meeting at work, just went out on Teams.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
1 minute. It's a cracking idea. It's coming.
I thought the camera was higher up, and I didn't think you could see that. So
when he said apprentice and knickers, he meant him, didn't he? Really?
Trust him. No apprentice, no boss.
Yeah, I threw up everywhere. Anyway, we went on this go-karting day, and the winner of it got to drive this professional go-kart and go out, and it was like you could go 100 and odd miles an hour on it, and everybody had to watch it from the platform above. But when the winner got into the car, it was a guy called James, sat in the car, and then the Benny Hill music came on. We're like, what the fuck? But every time he turned right, it turned left, and every time he turned left, it turned right. It was like, it's just going.
Sounds like the go-karting in Cologne, no? It was go-karting with slicks in the rain. That was just bonkers.
It was evil.
Oh, what? I'm just reading this here, right? So it says FAQs. How many fines are handed out each year to middle lane hoggers? According to the
7.
official government data, there is a big increase in fixed penalty notices handed out for careless driving, which is what the offence is for middle lane driving. After 2013, when it was announced there would be a crackdown on middle lane hogging, however, numbers of relevant FPNs issued have been plateaued, and latest figures have even tailed off. Now that is not good news, is it?
It's not actually. No, I think they should.
Especially how dangerous it is.
I think it is dangerous, though.
There's no coppers to enforce it, is there?
No,
but on smart motorways now, they must be able to pick up at what lane people are in. When
that's it. I was going to say,
coppers have
got better things to do with their time, but smart lane cameras should be able to pick it up.
But most speeding cameras are not even on these days. The program on Panorama said that about 90% don't work anymore.
Yeah, Cole said that, and he got done by speeding down the M1.
Yeah, I got speeding
2 weeks later
as well. Actually,
that's what they said. We can't afford it.
Yeah, cost of living crisis.
So there's loads of these average speed cameras that the yellow cameras at the side of the road on the motorway. They are dormant. They don't do anything unless the stanchion signs are on. So when they're on, the cameras come live at that stage. But if the stanchion signs aren't suggesting you should slow down or you should be doing a different speed, then the cameras don't work. You can shoot for them at 90 and they won't do anything. So
I'm still not risking it.
Allegedly, because clearly I abide by the law.
I don't. If they're off, I'm on.
I remember years ago Jeremy Clarkson on Top Gear saying that they can switch them on at any time they want to. So even if there's no speed restrictions in place, they can switch.
So the government wanted the Highways Agency to do that, right? The government turned around and say, we want you to just turn them on, and the Highways Agency said no, they're there for safety, they're not there for catching people and creating
revenue.
Getting money for fines. Yeah, the revenue. Thank you. So the Highways Agency said no, we're not doing that. Well, they're there for safety. So if there's a a stranded car, or have you noticed? I don't know if you've been on the M1 recently through Sheffield. There's an area where it's a 60 zone, and it's there for to reduce
air pollution.
Yeah.
air pollution quality. Yeah. Which I found quite
I went
interesting.
over and I was in a Tesla, and I'm thinking, can I do 70 still then? Because
Yeah.
That's the first thing that came in my head, Dave.
Yeah,
That's like, well, if I'm
it's
an
like-
electric car, I can do whatever I want. Clearly, so
Well,
yeah.
surely, yeah. If that's the reason why the speed restrictions in place, then yeah, fuck 'em.
the other thing as well for air
Oh,
quality, but the second you see them cameras go out, you don't gradually go to 70, do you? You absolutely bin it up to
Yeah,
a
and then
different
break.
speed.
70.
I am making up for lost time. 90.
And keep going.
That's like the
Yeah.
bend at what's it called? Not Stockport. What's it called just before Stockport?
Oh,
Denton.
the one's at 50.
The one that goes 50 round the bend.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
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 you come round.
It's
It's just like
Woodley interchange, isn't it? Yeah.
Bredbury turn off, isn't
Bredbury.
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of accidents there. A lot.
I was going to say there's a
It was
lot of
a-
accidents
yeah,
on
I
that
was gonna
bend
say,
after it,
yeah.
weren't there?
Yeah.
That's why they
Didn't
dropped it down to
Ronaldo?
50.
Didn't Ronaldo crash his Ferrari on there when he in his first stint at United?
I know he crashed it
Not-
near the airport somewhere, but
Yeah, the airport. I remember. Yeah, he crashed it
Oh,
in
I
the
thought he
tunnel near
crashed
the
it.
airport, didn't he?
I thought he crashed it on that bit of road.
He
Probably
might have
did.
done. I don't remember
Probably
that.
had
far
about
back.
8 in about 6 months.
See,
King
I've
of
got
Google,
a-
call King of Google.
I've got a funny story about
Point, mate.
someone binning it.
Go
So
on, mate, go for it.
can you hear me clearly enough to say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Mate.
So we're all sat in the office, me and Tim, and it's when Tim had his RS6, and this bloke comes in, detailer, and like going on the tracks and that. So Tim was saying how we had the RS6 sideways going up. We've now named it after him, call it Clough Corner. As you go around onto the motorway, so this detailer proceeds to tell us how I only ever give it 95%. I save that 5% for when shit hits the fan. And we're like, all right, then whatever. Because the car recovered and everything was fine. We didn't crash. Anyway, that night, me and Tim had to go for a meeting. And not a word of a lie, as we went up and around what we call Clough Corner, there he was, sideways in a ditch. So I rang him up. But what makes it worse, he's only in a 100 brake caddy. He wasn't in anything quick. And his worst nightmare was the fact that I saw him and went, that's John. I'm on the phone then going, John, is that you in a ditch? And he's like, yeah. And you won't tell anybody. He's only, if you tell anyone, he denies it now. But I was like, where's your 5%? Same
5%
corner.
carrying on. Yeah.
Same corner where, we got it sideways.
Oh,
and
look at that.
Oh,
There you go.
Is that the one on the
Manchester
M60?
Yeah, no, it's
Manchester
the
Airport, yeah.
underpass, isn't it? It's the underpass at the
Yeah.
airport.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
where,
what that
the,
is,
where,
yeah.
where the bridges are.
Here we go. Cristiano Ronaldo was driving his £200,000 Ferrari for the first time when he crashed near Manchester Airport. United teammates revealed. Fabio
Yeah.
da Silva made the revelation on Brazilian TV. There you go.
Embarrassing. I'm gonna get there.
205 mile an hour, 599 GTB, Dave. Perino. Nice.
Money don't buy you skill.
It doesn't. Yeah, definitely. Defender Fabio 18 said, let's be honest, the Fabio is a stripper's name, isn't it? Defender Fabio 18 said Cristiano had mentioned that he was going to take the car out of the garage and he and he had bought it a few days ago and had not yet driven it. So I binned it on his first. Wow, he binned it on his first day out.
Have you not
Nice.
seen that Ferrari test
Good lad.
drive where someone bins it?
Which one, sorry?
Is that the one when he
where
comes
he
out the
takes it-
garage?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
spins
you get
it
down
on
the
the main
road.
road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spins it and ends up on someone's drive or something, doesn't it?
What's that? Sorry, Tesla. Because I'll probably find the video. Tesla.
No, it's someone test driving a Ferrari.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You'll have Elon Musk after you after that. About the safety
probably.
features on the Teslas.
Ferrari test drive.
He's a not right, that bloke, isn't he?
He's a
Clever,
Bond
but-
villain.
Yeah, he's
Him
dangerous.
and Richard Branson, they're both Bond villains, I think.
Branson looks like one, doesn't he? Well, they both
Yeah.
do actually, don't they?
On private islands.
Austin Powers.
Just gonna get a drink.
Behave. Oh, behave. Hey, Stegan, did someone... Did he abduct
Someone
Steve while we weren't
just
looking?
vanished.
Someone switched the light switch on.
Poof, go.
Gone.
Is it this guy here?
It's like
I'll,
deja vu, isn't it? Listen to people having a piss every week.
I think it's this guy here, isn't it? I think it's this guy. Hang on. Let me bring it on screen.
If it was, that was the shortest pish ever, that, Dave. Sound
You
like
ready?
Sean Connery then, pish.
I think it's this guy.
Don't know you what got left. Is it this guy, Dave?
Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah, he turns on the street. Oh yeah, this is it. He gives it a bit in a minute. Still a bit locked.
Like a glove.
Put his foot down while still turning.
Look at his face.
Like a
Look at his face.
Oh my god!
He's like,
That's
not
awesome.
worried yet.
Did you see his face at the end? Let me find it. Hang on.
Pause it. Freeze frame.
Oh no!
His first thought is, am I insured for this? That's his
Yeah.
first thought.
It was that moment he knew he'd fucked up.
He's not buying it, is he?
His mate's like,
No, he's going for a 4x4.
Can I do a runner? Can I squeeze more out of the back seat here and do a runner? That's what he's thinking.
Yeah. He's lucky he didn't go flying across him.
It was that wall, I think, that stopped him, didn't it? Oh, you mean the
Yeah, I mean, when he's hit him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no seatbelt on, is there?
He's got no seatbelt on.
Let's see
In fact-
again. Is he quite tucked in? And
Justify him to
there's
know
not a lot
what's
of room
straight
in
away.
the back.
Yeah.
Good.
They do have a raised bit in the middle, or don't they? Because they're a four-seater, aren't they? If they've got a rear, so I wonder if it's like it's quite raised in the middle, and that just stopped him going
Wow.
flying.
Wow. There you go. That's how not to do a
Test drive.
test
Yep.
drive. Exactly. Yeah. Gee whiz.
So what's the final message then to any middle lane hoggers out there?
Move over.
So it
That's
was
very
just saying.
polite, that, Rob.
It was just saying on that website that you shouldn't undertake. It's saying you
Well,
shouldn't
it's
undertake.
Well,
but-
it's illegal
is
to
illegal.
undertake, isn't it? It's illegal.
Unless you're in traffic.
Yeah, unless you're in the constant speed.
Yeah,
zone,
if
I
your
think it
flow
is.
of your lane flow is moving quicker
but
than
I'm
the
not-
other lane.
But I'm
Yeah.
not being funny. I'm not being funny. The first lane is empty. Someone's in the third lane of a 4-lane motorway, and they're doing 60 miles an hour. And there's nothing in that middle, that second lane.
Yeah, you're not going to move all the way
I'm
over.
going to say
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to move over. I'm going
Oh,
to keep going in the first
We're
lane.
all going to do it, but it is illegal.
And that's nonsense.
But it's also illegal then, is it? Is it illegal to drive then in the outside lane at 60 miles an hour when there's nobody else on the motorway?
I don't think it is.
Well, it must be.
Yeah, they're overtaking lanes, aren't they?
Yeah,
You're supposed
there's
to
only
move
one lane
over.
for cruising
is it-
in
but-
there.
Well,
Is it illegal to do so? Like, it's illegal to
Yeah.
undertake.
Yeah, it is because it's
Yeah,
lane
you're in the
hogging.
wrong lane. You're in the wrong
Yeah.
lane.
It's called
If there's
care.
no other cars, yeah, you should
That's
be on
like
the-
saying, can I drive down the wrong way? Because there's no other cars coming the other way.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just
we
asking
don't-
the question. No,
it's
just
wrong.
asking the question whether
Is it-
No,
is
it's-
it actually illegal
or-
though?
It's
You shouldn't
care.
do
Yeah,
it.
it's
I'm
illegal.
not sure it's illegal.
No, it just
Can
says
people,
No, it
It's
is.
class-
can people be
careless driving.
prosecuted for it?
it's classed as careless driving, and it's 3 points and £100 fine
Okay.
for driving in the wrong lane. Yeah, so it is illegal.
Driving without due course and attention.
I've been done for that.
Doesn't surprise me. Really doesn't surprise me. I've seen your parking, Carl. That's bad enough. You should be done for due care
I
attention for the
mentioned-
parking.
No,
That's-
you
Maui,
mentioned
Maui
that.
Dave's going to pipe up now. I know he is.
Even my youngest
I'm
son
doing-
takes the mick out of Cole for his
I'm
parking.
doing a cork pop just to.
I've seen SpaceX landing smoother than what Cole did at yours, Steve.
Oh, stop it!
22-inch rims, like
I've-
25 profile tyre.
I've never seen Dave so angry. I've never seen Dave so angry. And I thought he was joking at first, and he's like, "Cole, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm just
I was
parking."
going
It's
to
like,
ask the local church to lower the flag for your wheels and whatever else.
Love it.
What you
I've
driving?
actually- I've
what you driving at
actually
the moment,
seen-
Cole?
Sorry.
X5. Cheers, guys.
Oh, right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I've actually
Morning,
seen
gentlemen.
Cole spend
Cheers.
5 minutes trying
I've
to get
changed
into a
my drink
parking
now.
space
I'm an
when
old
there was
speckled
no
hen.
other cars in that parking space. Aren't we, Colin?
You know what? I would deny it, but there was another person in the car that could absolutely
Yep.
confirm that happened.
Like, listen, there's no other car in this car park. It took him 5 minutes to park into a car parking space.
What
To get
happened,
the
Carl?
car in between the two lines.
My missus goes on about me for dithering in a car park. I want because I drive and I want the best parking spot. I don't want the easiest. I don't want the quickest. I want the best one. I want the one. I want the one where you can open the doors and get more room. And it pisses her off big time.
Same. I will park 3 down.
Yeah.
And get it where I know the kids will get out and they're not going to smash the car doors open.
I get there. I weigh up the car park. I'm like,
thing.
yeah, okay. That one's a good one. I'm going for that one.
That's the biggest argument for me in that, the Trafford Centre, because I will literally just go to the back end where there's nothing. And that's going apeshit. She'll want to park in like John Lewis, and I'm like, that is a lottery right there.
Same thing.
I went there today. It's a fucking nightmare.
Have you seen Did you see the big Tesla place at Trafford Centre now?
Yeah.
Is that for new cars?
I think so. It's
what
like
part of the Trafford Centre?
You can go and you can get.
Do you know where John Lewis is?
And stuff like that.
I know they've got a big charging place there now, haven't they? I saw the signs for it.
There's like 50 cars there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know they've got a Polestar inside, haven't they?
There's a Polestar outside as well where they're on charging points and you can take them for test drives.
Oh,
Polestar.
really?
Yeah. They're quite nice looking cars, that much.
Don't like the inside of them.
I've not seen the inside, to be fair.
I bet they are.
They look better than a Tesla. They're fucking ugly Teslas.
I don't know.
What?
No, they are. They fucking are. They're ugly.
Tesla? No.
They're ugly.
Oh, hang on. Are we going to debate this now? Do I have to change the next topic?
Teslas
like
are not 70s front room with an iPad stuck in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's it. Right, you sit in. There's literally nothing in there apart from an iPad.
What else would you need?
But the outside, they're ugly.
What do you need on the inside?
Totally disagree.
Really?
I think they're great inside because they're really roomy inside because there's no gearbox that sits in the
Centre
middle.
console is like Aladdin's cave. You can get inserts. It's third-party companies with all these different inserts. You can literally customize it however you want.
We're not on about the customization. We're on about how it looks inside.
It's fucking
ugly. It looks beautiful inside.
It's great inside.
I've not been in one.
Why would you want all that clutter of stalks and million buttons and all the rest of it when you've just got
Rob, your chair looks like a Tesla chair.
Yeah, I've seen it obviously on TV. I've never been in it, so yeah.
It's
even got a camping mode, hasn't it? Never knew that.
You can go for a good couple of days on that as well.
Hang on, camping as in Ukui or
no?
Hello, sailor.
Yes, you can.
Drives along in the middle lane like, hello, bye.
Oh, hello.
Keep winking at people.
Yeah, actually, Dave, you were talking about this last weekend, weren't you? That you could put a sound in, can't you?
In America, in America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the exhaust. I thought you were talking about so you can in America. They've all got external speakers, but in the EU, they're not working or something. But in America, they're allowed.
So you could have Ukui Sailor.
You could. Well, at first you couldn't. It had presets, and then they did an update and allowed people to upload whatever they wanted. And there is videos going around with like a Tesla coming around the corner, just going gay.
Get it on. Get it on. It must be on YouTube. Get it on.
Find it. You carry on talking. Let me find it.
And then Miltech actually did sorry at SEMA when they launched it. Actually, an exhaust system for the back, and you can have it sound like a Ferrari, a GT, whatever you want. And they do sound
campfire
amazing.
Done it as well. For that
yeah.
The
weird thing is when you do the campfire thing is you can't feel because it's a strip all the way along. You don't know where the actual fans are, and it just feel like the heat's coming from the screen. It's really, really clever.
Wow. Mental. Still can't afford one.
We got Sonax, which is a company from Germany, and we did a thing promoting one of their products. So we put Pornhub on the screen, and then us cleaning it, going, "Oh, this screen's very dirty." And Sonax got in touch with us and told us to take it down.
What? Surprised.
Steve, your microphone, mate.
Oh yeah, he pulled it away, hasn't it?
Yeah.
There you go, mate. Now we can hear you.
There you go.
It's because
Did you switch the light switch off again?
Yeah, it's weird listening to yourself talk with fucking headphones on.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I've dropped an air.
Yeah, I saw you drop an air. I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. That
you need to drop your other ear. There you go.
Yeah.
Get a call center headset. That's what you need.
Your microphone's facing backwards on you.
I know, because I've got this one.
I know you got you all singing, all dancing.
Stick it out to the side a little bit. There you go.
Oh, sorry. Let me just go on. You
Start
carry on
singing or
talking.
dancing.
I think I found
It's
it.
a Toner TC30. That's what this microphone is.
It was me that
Nice.
got the all singing,
It's
all
a very good
dancing.
that.
All of it that
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah, all the gear, no idea.
I'm just going to get a new gaming headset.
with next day free delivery
That's
on Amazon.
Hang on.
exactly right. This
I think I
gaming
might have found
headset.
it. I think I might have found it. Hang on.
Job done.
Hang on.
I've actually forgotten what the video is all about.
It's a rather.
Oh, we can't hear it.
He's got the same equipment that Dave's got.
Fuck off,
We
Dave.
can see it, but we can't hear it.
Yeah, that's me.
Yep.
Can you not hear it now?
No.
No, I can't hear
Okay, I know why you can't hear it. Give me a sec.
it. You're on Safari.
Actually, you're not far off it. I only allow Edge to come through.
Like a bit
for
of edging,
sound.
do you? A bit of edging.
Yeah.
So do you think all my mic setup would be perfectly fine now if it? I'm not going to do it before you all
Try
try
it.
it, but it probably.
No,
Yeah.
don't try it. You're all good. You're coming
Give it
through
life, try.
beautifully.
We'll try it after we've gone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come
Yeah.
alive and try
no,
it.
no, we're not live.
Do
Yeah.
you currently drive or have
Can you hear that?
driven a diesel
I
Yeah.
can hear it, yeah. I can't
Okay,
see it
right.
though.
That's fine. It's fine. You can't be able to see it. Yeah. Hang on. Right. You shut up. You just do your thing, Mr. Square Chin. Here we go. Right. Here we go. Yeah, let me share it.
Who's Mr. Squarchin? Just
The guy that was on the
It's a bit
advert. a
rude, if
second
I'm
ago.
honest. It's not even that square.
Mine's definitely round.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Oh. So yeah, they downloaded the update, and then which allowed them to. It was called the Boombox update, Dave.
Yeah.
And
Because you all have it, but it was very locked down what you could do with it.
let me see what we got. Yeah, it's an 11-minute video. So, but there you go. That's what happened. Hang on.
It doesn't need 11 minutes to show the Tesla
Well,
making
it's
a fart
YouTube,
noise.
so
does
it
it?
way that most people will interact with their cars. Or I
Why is he in the middle lane?
I wasn't.
Oh, there he
Look
is.
at
yeah,
him.
middle lane driver. Oh,
Look at him in the middle lane. So what
Yeah.
you're saying is
Nice.
Teslas is the blame now, are they? Because they're programmed to drive in the middle lane.
See, and if I put this away, good job at making like your face pretty visible. And the boombox mode, which was the primary and showstopper of this update, where you can now use the pedestrian warning speaker to just blast sounds to everybody. It is surprisingly loud. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of this update. I think it's super fun. We've actually been waiting for the
I think
fart
it's super
outside
fun
mode,
too.
as we've been calling it for a while now. But I didn't quite, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Oh, that was it. Was that it?
All right.
Is that 11 minutes
That
just
was
for
it.
He made his car
Just a
fart at
fart.
the beginning, and then
Yeah.
then made us watch him drive in the middle lane.
Fart noise telling us that Teslas are programmed to drive in the middle lane.
Nah, they're not. They're not.
Well,
There you go.
quite clearly are looking at the software in the video.
Yeah, but he's driving it, isn't it? It's not programmed.
No, he wasn't
the middle
driving.
lane,
That was the training video from Tesla.
They're still ugly.
They're not.
They're so
They
not
look like
ugly,
a
mate.
1970s
No, shut up.
minimalist front room. That's what they look
Yeah.
like inside.
They're fucking ugly. They've got the technology is amazing, right? And that's where they excel, but they have no idea when it comes to what a car should look like.
I disagree. It
I
looks
don't
like a
know.
normal.
I think
It's
they
a
look
normal
alright.
car, and they look
It's
they're
okay.
lovely inside. They're really nice inside.
They're all right. Well, it looks a bit weird with nothing in there.
If
I
you-
do
if-
like. I do like the fact that
change
you
your
can just
mind.
you can just whack it. No.
Whack you what?
Just whack one off in one while it's driving down the middle lane.
Whack your phone on
There
the,
you go.
Seems
on
to be
the
a
side,
theme here,
and it
Whiskey, isn't there?
Flapping
and it
movements
just
again.
charges it without a wire or anything. You just whack it on. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But
No,
you can
I
do
got
that in
it.
any car.
I've got one of those.
No.
Yeah,
any
most
car,
cars
can you?
have them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
Why
thing
not?
is with the Tesla, it's
Not
not
in mine,
standard.
but-
You've got to buy an adapter to do it.
No, I
There
got
you
in. I got in a Tesla the other week,
like Apple.
and the guy driving it said, "Have you been in a Tesla before?" I was like, "No." He went, "Oh, watch this." Fucking put his foot down. It made me feel sick. It's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
There's
Yeah.
no
So
delay,
it's
is
just
there?
too
It's
much
just
talk
instant.
on it. It's like, woof.
It's just instant power. There's obviously there's no transmission loss or anything, is it? It's just there you go.
Gone.
It's like when you used to have a remote control car. Literally, it's an electric car. Push forward, go.
Yeah, they are. They are insane and
Crazy.
There's a few electric ones now, and the Tesla's still by far the Model S performance is by far just.
I tell you what, fixed Jaguar is a bit like that as well. It's very heavy though.
I've done fixed Jag, been in that.
That fucking moves.
But if you want to come to the unit, and I'll do the cheetah launch in the Model S.
Is that the G unit?
It'll go not 16 2.2 seconds.
What does that?
The Model S, not 16 2.2.
Still ugly though.
Fucking hell.
So the Porsche Taycan Turbo S is still 2.8-ish.
I can see Dave having a spin-off podcast here.
No, I'm not teched up enough for that, mate.
rival podcast. We're not having any of this nonsense. Yeah.
Cole, you've seen me do my own setup. I won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave.
The fuck? Hey! All right, dickheads.
French Dave.
French Dave's has got rid of his neighbours.
No, he's just give up.
I know he's.
No, he's not. Dave, come and join us if you want to come and join us, mate. I'll hang on. Let me just stick the.
Is he coming undercover again?
Let me stick the thing in there. What was that?
What was
that?
That
you, Dave? Yeah.
Is that an actual fart? Have you got sound effects?
No.
Is that an actual fart?
No, it's the medication I'm taking for my infected leg mixed with
alcohol.
He's
got a Tesla. Got Tesla parts outside.
So you do. That's a fucking.
That sounded like a ruler.
Shatterproof.
Yeah.
Dave, we've put the link in the chat, mate. If you wanna come and join us. Right. That was Middle Lane Fascist that went into how Dave and Steve don't like Teslas.
Yeah,
I don't get me wrong. They don't dislike them.
They're just ugly.
Would you not be tempted, Dave, next car?
Right.
Potentially, yeah.
All they need to do is
test
just
drive one
design
and
them
go
a
out
bit
in one properly. But don't dislike them. I just don't think they're as gorgeous as everybody makes out them to be.
Thank you.
The Model 3 for drivability is the
high
better
five,
one.
Big Dave. Virtual high five.
Yeah,
look at you, Cole. You look like you're not angry. You're disappointed.
I think my next car will be an electric Mini. I think, just for shits and giggles.
The electric Mini, just to let you know, the electric Mini is the worst of all of the hybrid and electric cars on the market.
And I physically will not be able to fit in one.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Well, I don't know with the Countryman.
You might have to take the front
you get a
seat out.
Countryman. You have to
do a high tower.
You have to do a high tower moment.
Countryman convertible, first one.
Head sticking out like Bigfoot.
At least you struggle to flip an electric car, so you'd be all right. You won't have to worry about your head being past the top of the windscreen, would you?
Dave's head becomes a roll bar.
Like Jeremy Clarkson was driving, what do they call those three-wheel cars? Reliant Robins.
Oh, that was a brilliant.
Yeah, flipping over. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kept like...
I've just started watching the Grand Tour. Has anyone watched it?
I watched it. Yeah,
where they get the Evo, the Subaru, and then Jeremy turns up in an RS4. That one, and it just shocked me because May has a proper bad crashing tunnel, and I just didn't
I've seen that clip. Yeah, I've seen
it's
that
quite
clip.
rehearsed now, isn't it? And when that happened, I was like, shit.
Yeah, he did. That was scary actually because I thought he come past him. If he'd gone head on there, he'd have been dead.
Well, we were speaking about it. Where you think he gone head on, but his braking was a bit shit, and then he obviously tried to turn, didn't he, to try and lessen it. But I'm thinking if he just engaged the ABS, just carried on going forwards, he'd have probably been able to reduce his speed a lot quicker than turning, because then he just skidded.
That's that concrete wall's not moving.
No, it's not. But it's like if you look what speed he got up to 80, didn't he? They both hit 80 mile an hour, 80 kilometers an hour. When you look where he broke, it's like similar time, but he just cocked it up. He just didn't commit enough to the brakes. But then he turns that panic in it where you turn. And obviously, you turn when you're braking, you're going to carry on sliding. But if you'd have carried on going forwards, let the ABS stay engaged. I'm not saying you wouldn't have hit the wall, but would it have been impacting? Plus, you've also you're putting your side into the wall with less protection. You're picking an engine, airbags, and everything else in front of you. I think it'd have come off better going straight on.
The engine tends to come into the cockpit, mate.
Yeah,
not at that speed. From experience,
yeah, but not at that speed, because if you think how quick he's reducing, how many seconds he'd have hit the wall. Even if it hit the wall at 30, there's no way it'd have breached the bulkhead at that speed.
If I was going off anybody's opinions at that, I'd go for Rob. To be fair,
30 mile an hour, an engine breaching a bulkhead.
I'm guessing you've pulled a few people out of crashes like that, Rob. So
yeah. To be honest, mate, I've seen them really bad, and they walk away, and seen some where you don't think, oh, that's easy, that, and they just don't get out. It's just the fact that that's a concrete wall. The only way that engine's going to move is backwards. And don't forget that car. It wasn't. It was an old Subaru, wasn't it? So
no, it was. He was in the Evo, wasn't he? Evo 6.
But they weren't newish cars, were they? They were quite.
Yeah, it's not the 5-star standard stuff you get these days in cars, is it?
Yeah, but in the world of safety in cars and that, it was still it was like 09, 10. So like, he still had ABS. It's all in my opinion, but I believe he carried on going forwards.
Let me find out. Let me find out what the rating is for what was it? An Evo 6?
It's not, like you say, Dave. It doesn't show you when he stopped, how far he slides, because when he hits it, the car tilts. He hits it it tilts.
He hits it, but the second he started skidding, you've got no stop power then, have you?
No. But
sorry, one sec.
I've got to be honest, you've lost me.
So what they had a tunnel, and what they had to do, they had like a green light. So they had to go down this tunnel in a straight line as fast as they could. And then as soon as the red light came on, that was basically you put your brakes on and you're going into basically the end of the tunnel.
Right.
So Clarkson went down first and he shit himself when he got up to about 80 mile an hour and braked and just stopped before the wall. And May did the same thing, but he didn't stop.
And then he
slammed on and he turned and he just went straight into the wall sideways. And the car went up and come back down again. I didn't see the rest of the episode. I just saw that clip.
It was funny because then Hammond went in, and Hammond's renowned, isn't he, for having the accident. Yeah. And he's got there, and he's revving it, and he just does 30 kilometers all the way down it and comes like a little slide at the end.
There is no safety Euro NCAP rating for the Evo. It doesn't exist because it's probably too old. So yeah.
I mean, them cars had cages and everything on them, but you tend to have what they have now is the way they're designed is when the engine it's supposed to go under the car a lot of the time, or not come into the footwell and stuff.
The road
like
one
that.
didn't have a cage though, did it? The road, it was only because obviously they have to release so many. It's like 500 have to go into production to allow it to enter the Road Rally Championships or whatever the numbers are. The road ones didn't have cages in. Nothing like that. It was inside. It was like just any sort of Lancia really. It was just it had all the other gear but they were renowned, weren't they, for being laggy as anything as well. So like you're revving, and then the turbo kicks in at the higher end. There's the Impreza, the RS4, naturally aspirated V8, just had linear power all the way down.
Right. I don't know about that. I just know they come to a stop. They make a mess.
I trust the RS4 more brakes on that. The brakes will probably be bigger on the RS4. Just giving out.
And for those that are interested,
I'm not being funny, Dave, but this is not your car podcast. This is Whisky Pies and Lies.
No, I
was going to say, for those that want to tune in,
get him in the subject on cars, though. He's off. He's off.
Those want to tune in on Wednesday at 7 for Last Chance Dave's car reviews.
Yeah, there you go. Hang on. Oh, get your arm in, mate. Oh. Did you see that? He had his arm out. He put his arm on top of the car. Like, no, you don't do that.
He's just been researching on the RAC website as well.
Oops.
See, that's sideways.
Yeah, it's collapsed, hasn't it, at the front?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that concrete wall. Look at the angle of that wall.
Yeah. If you hit that head on, that'd just come into you. That's the going nowhere, but backwards.
Everything in front of you is coming through you.
Ouch. What else we got?
Yeah, that's correct. Ouch.
Oh, see you later.
Yeah, there's no right way of hitting that one, is there?
You're not walking away from that, surely.
God.
It's got roll cage in it,
That'll buff out.
It's like watching Cole's Park in that.
That's how Cole hit that curve.
There he is, coming up to Aldi.
What? Hang on, this car's coming the other way. This is not a rally driver. This is a car on the road.
This is just a fucking head case.
Yeah, this is just someone going for it, isn't it? He's not going to have the other side to do it.
He's lost it.
Oh, he's lost it.
Thank God he went the other way. He's across the other side of the road now.
Yeah.
He did all right out of that.
Yeah, he's lucky, very, very lucky there.
Yeah.
And it gets
walks out of the car and gets run over.
Lucky the snow was there.
What a dickhead.
Yeah.
What's that on the roof? Skis.
Skis, yeah. Oh,
there
man,
was
I know
somebody
it'd
on
be a
top of
skier.
Oh. The thing is, though, when that car does that, it's fine. You've got a roll cage in there. You're going to, you know.
He's got it, yeah. And there's
when you're just driving down the road. Oh, dear. Oh.
That stopped pretty quick.
Yeah, that's what you don't want it to stop quick.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Lost his wheel, hasn't he?
Hey, we're watching the rally in a couple of weeks.
That'll buff out as well. Yeah, we are. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. That was it. We've gone from middle lane fascists. I mean, middle lane hoggers to Steve bashing one out on in
a Tesla. Whilst driving around the middle lane.
Yeah, on Zoom with his work colleagues. And
technically, you could do that in a Tesla.
What?
You could do looking at the programming before.
You can, because I found you can get Pornhub on it.
Yeah, you can get YouTube and everything.
Sit in the back, let one out.
Let it drive itself.
I'd say film me doing it, but I don't think you'd want to watch it.
I don't want to watch it, babe.
Definitely don't want to watch it.
I'll keep that for my OnlyFans.
Are we not allowed to talk about Dave's Zoom?
No. I was in a dark place.
I've got some pictures in the video somewhere if you want me to get them.
Please don't. I've had a lot of counselling.
Let's not do that. Let's leave that one up to the public. Once we get to 10,000 likes.
10,000 likes. Yeah,
can men make as much money on OnlyFans as women can? I mean,
I don't know, because I'd do anything, mate. I'd play it at work. I'd go out to people who
I'll give it a go.
Say,
yeah.
Would you stick a fucking picture of a carrot? Would you stick a carrot in your ass for 500 quid? And they'll go, no, and I got 1,000 to see where they'll cap out. This one bloke there, and I said there's a guy, this really fat guy in the car park, said, would you do one lap of his arsehole with your tongue for 100k? And he was like, no. Like, you joking? He went, no,
100k?
Fucking tongue punch it like 10 times while wanking them off to get like
100k. Absolutely.
It shocks me. It's like 100k that. And then
for any rich men out there who want a younger,
have you seen the picture? You know, Dappy out of N-Dubs.
Oh yeah.
It's a picture.
He lives on a farm now.
Yeah, he's got a rounder's back for a cock, right? And I went round for one and asked the girls as well in packing. I was going that. Phone out. I can't see if you can see on the camera. Phone out. Going that. He can do whatever he wants to you for 30 minutes for 5 million, and loads of people going no. And I'm like,
5 million. Put it into perspective. 5 million quid. Fucking hell, half an hour of your life. It's a bit sore.
Have you seen that? There's an old guy in there. I think he's about 65 or something, and you can hire him to do all sorts of stuff, a bit like that OnlyFans, and he drinks his own piss and all that. And they take him to Benidorm and stuff with him, and and he does it for next to nothing. It's very weird.
Yeah, it's weird that you do it for next to nothing.
My friends just come back from Benidorm, and they said there's some videos, and there was one of Darth Vader shagging.
I watched that last year.
On a Segway.
Yeah.
And then they went to see Sticky Vicky, who's now its daughter, and there was two guys.
Sticky Vicky's daughter.
And there was this guy that dead muscly and all that, and he's giving it all that, and all women are going wild, and they both stood up there. Sticky Vicky comes behind them, pulls the fucking pants down, and he's got apparently like Roxy Chicago, who were there, said he had like a walnut for a cock, and the place just went fucking mental. He's like, "You're not pulling tonight, mate."
That's cock shaming, that, Dave.
You know what?
You're not allowed to do that nowadays.
You know what, right? The topic of supermarket etiquette seems quite mild and meek now, doesn't it?
It's not going to be because I'm fresh from it today.
I quite like the supermarket etiquette.
Supermarket.
I can't even say it.
Are we on it now, Col? Are we on supermarket?
Let's because we've talked about everything else car related. And if you haven't picked up on anything, Dave's going to start his own podcast on cars. So there you go. So it's www.
Would you or wouldn't you for 500 grand? And then like a conveyor belt.
Next week or the next podcast we do on Whisky Pies and Lies, I will come up with a list.
What wouldn't you do for 500?
I will come up with a list of things you actually. Do you know what, Dave? You can come up with a list because you've got a much better imagination than I have, and you can come up with a list of things, and then we can all say what our minimum bid would be on that. So like, oh yeah, it'd be $1 million for me or whatever.
I'm gonna, as soon as I go to bed, before I go to bed, I'm gonna get, because I need a new gaming headset anyway, because I bought the Xbox, so I'm gonna get a proper headset as well.
What is it that would you rather? Do that. Would you rather?
It's not would you rather. It's
because it gives you like two options, wouldn't it? Like, would you rather lick someone's armpit or eat the little toe or whatever?
No, I'm just keeping it simple. I was just like, you can stay as you are.
Who's
500 grand to do like 6 laps of Savills arsehole or whatever. Shouldn't pour me on measures, should I?
I'm having flashbacks to that Zoom call we did in lockdown. Anyway, Dave, let's move to supermarket etiquette because
it's not easy to say, is it?
It's not, is it?
Supermarket etiquette.
It's not easy to spell.
I'm now on the Farag.
Spell it for me.
Now on the Farag.
Right. So, what really fucking balls me piss, right? So, for one, if you're gonna go shopping and you can't do it online, don't bring the fucking family with you. Right, you got them all fucking train along like a big train. But what really balls me piss is, so you've got your trolley, they're going along, and they've got the husband with them, and then they do that, whoa, where they go like that. So they're looking at the pizzas, but they're going to block you from looking at the pizzas because they're going to push the trolley out, and they're all going to turn sideways like, fuck you. We're all looking at the pizzas. I can't look at them now.
What pisses me off is when Barbara meets Donna in the supermarket and they decide to have
it's a social, it's not fucking Wetherspoons, is it?
In the middle of the fucking thing.
Right on the corner of the meat aisle where you know
like,
everybody's going to go.
Can I go past now? But can you not just fucking move? Can you not have this conversation somewhere else?
Or when the kids randomly running around and they fucking bang into you and they're like, you're not going to make your kid apologise? Because that's what I do if Caleb banged into someone. Nah. Is that just normal?
Gerald here.
No. Hey, don't take the mick out of Gerald.
And then you're following.
Oh, yeah?
Why don't you just pay £7 and get it delivered like we do?
I've got control issues.
It's
because if you pay online delivery, you order like 6 cherry tomatoes and it turned up like 4 tampons as a replacement.
If I'm honest, I've run out of email addresses for delivery.
Here's a fun fact for you. One of my jobs I used to do years ago was the actual .com orders. And I did it at Tesco's, and my shift was 6 till 12. And this one morning I'd come in, and your substitute had to be of higher value than what they'd originally ordered. So I go in and going around and picking, and they picked Tesco's value gravy granules, went down, there was none there. So I went for the next level up, which was just their regular ones, popped them in, went off with it. And then about 2-3 hours later, we've done the .com order, so we just got put on cold chain, just stacking shelves, stacking away. Manager comes over saying, David, can we just have a thing? And they have your substitutes list, what you substituted for the day. He's going, you substitute gravy granules? And I was like, yeah. And he went, and he's clicking at me like that as he's walking away for me to follow him. And he comes down and he's going, what are them there? And I'm like, Tesco's value gravy granules. He's like, right, why didn't you pick them? I was like, it's 11:30 now. It's like 6:20 in the morning when I did that, and the ambient stuff didn't come in till 8 o'clock. He's like, and started just walking off. And at that point, I just wanted to pick the fucking gravy granules and just fucking launch it in the back of his head. And what's really annoying is that when that day when I was coming out, my phone was ringing. I'd applied for a job for inventory management, and I got the job. And I really wish I'd just thrown that fucking tin of granules at him. They're assholes. When you're going round, you have a thing on it. So it starts off on green and you're going round, but goes to amber and red if you're not picking quick enough. So you get somebody where they've just bought a load of dog food, so scanning it and they're like looking like lightning. You'll get something like you just dotted around the fucking supermarket and you look like your shit. It is.
I'll be honest. It'd be red all the time for me. I'd sort of stand there and go, now then.
Yeah, I'd be the same. Yeah.
Where's the salary? Where's the salary?
You've got to do a course. You've got to do a course on how well you know the supermarket to get the actual job. And I like my food, so I did pretty fucking well.
Yeah, but they keep moving everything, don't they? Every time you go in.
I'd like that to be another subject.
It's not just over there now.
Just made it.
So you know what? Keep walking around and buying more.
When I was in Sainsbury's today, I wanted to say, because I couldn't find the cat litter, and I was wanting to go to someone and say, listen, you've moved the cat litter. I know what you're doing because people go around and they buy more. Fuck you shopping now. Fuck off. I'm going somewhere else.
I'm going to kill the cat. I don't need any.
Yeah, but there are people out there. I've done it before where you've just got to a point where you're like, right, I'm not shopping there anymore.
Yeah.
And sometimes you leave with
sick and tired of it. Yeah.
You leave with your Xbox.
I thought you were going to do your Liam Neeson impression there. I've got special skills, but they don't stretch to cat litter. Where the fuck's your cat litter?
Just a head in.
I would have done that to that supervisor.
The wooden one as well. It's always the
I'd have decked him if he'd done that to me. He'd have gone back this way.
Made sure he's not able to click his fingers ever again.
Ever again, yeah. As you put it through the meat grinder on the board.
Would you like some chipolatas, sir?
Do you know what else annoys me? I'm just going to get this off my chest. I just need to. If you go to Asda and you want to create your own pizza, right, and they're open till 7, and you get there at 6:30 or 6:35, and they're going, sorry, love, we're closing now. Well, I'm sorry, Sandra, it says 7 o'clock there. Yeah, well, we've got to clear up. I don't give a flying fuck if you've got a wedding to go to at 7:30. I want me double pepperoni and chili fucking cheese, and I get it fucking out. I've gone before now and gone to the manager and said, why is the counter shutting early? And we've gone back over.
You are a professional complainer, though, aren't you?
No, I'm not, because deal in retail, and I hate. But what I don't like is, and I will do it. If we say we deliver up to a certain time, stick to it. If that says it's open till 7 o'clock, it's open till 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Someone on a lower level making management decisions, bullshit. They could lose out on 200 quid's worth of orders because Sandra is getting her fucking toenails done. No one gives a fuck. Do it in your own time.
Yeah, but Sandra finishes at 7 and she's got sick and tired of putting up with knobheads for 12 hours.
Well, Sandra needs to find a new job then, because it's 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. Have passion in what you do, because that pays your wages and it all trickles down.
Yeah. I like that. He speaks sense. He speaks sense.
No.
Are you all right now, Dave?
No, I'm not.
This is it now. This has got to go on till about 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's like when you want ice cream and you just want some Ben and Jerry's and you've got a couple there going, oh, should we get this? Should we get this? I'm like, you're fucking sharing. Just let me get in there. Oh, I don't know if I want this one or that one. Or they leave the freezer doors open too long and then they shut it, steamed up like,
that pisses me right off. That pisses me right off.
What do you do, Dave? You just say to him, "Excuse me, I want to get some double chopped chip or whatever." Is he going?
Yeah, but I've got issues anyway in supermarkets. Sometimes I won't walk down an aisle if I don't like the look of people, and that's not judgmental. I just don't like the look of them.
No, that's judgmental. No, it is judgmental.
That's very judgmental. Right.
I just don't want to pass them. It's like you go past a smelly person. You're in the wrong fucking aisle, mate. Why are you on bread?
Dave, how did you cope?
Cosmetics is like fucking 12 lines.
How did you cope in lockdown?
I had a £600 a month Deliveroo bill alone, and that's not letting Uber Eats in. That's how I did in lockdown, and my mental health slipped, and I did that Zoom call.
And that Zoom call helped him out a lot.
A Zoom call, yeah.
Oh,
It helped me.
that Zoom call.
Do you not remember
my mental health was dwindling until that Zoom call, and it went back up again. It was amazing what happened.
That Zoom call helped us all so much.
I've got the scars on my knuckles from where I pumped the truck out the microwave, and had that flappy skin.
Just for the viewers, that wasn't on the Zoom call.
No, that rabbit wasn't a Zoom call.
I've got pictures. I can get pictures.
Yeah. I've got pictures, Dave.
We've got pictures of the Zoom call.
No, not the Zoom call. I can't go back there.
There we go. Maybe one idea for our podcast is it's all about middle-aged men. It is about middle-aged men mental health. How everyone's getting on. Do it 1 week.
Yeah, all right. Okay. But
I like it. It's quite serious, that, though.
The thing
sure
is,
we can make it
and
not
I'll just
serious.
touch on it now, is like the problem with mental health is the doctor you get. And the biggest problem now is you very rarely signed a permanent doctor. You will just call up for an appointment and you'll get one doctor, you get another doctor. How much of a shit they give?
Keep explaining it again.
So it was only when, well, you don't explain it as such. They just go, you're on this medication, it's done this, that, and the other, and they go and put you on something else, and they put you on something else. In the last 6 months, I actually got under an actual mental health doctor, and she is on another level. She's amazing. There's even times where she said, like, she rings me up and she's going, I can hear you a bit stressed at work, so I'll ring you in a bit. And then she sends you a text message saying, just give me a text when you're ready to talk.
Wow.
I'll ring you back. And even to the point where with the appointment, she goes, I know you're on your way to work. I don't want you stressing. So I'm doing paperwork between 8 and 8:30. So just pop in between that time and come and see me.
Wow.
She's on another level, and she took the time, and it took a couple of attempts. But no, don't say that. She does, I know, but can't blame her. But it was like other doctors going in. I'm going, listen, when I went on this medication, I was 12 stone. I'm now 16 stone, and then go back in. I'm now 17 stone, I'm now 18 stone. And they were just going, oh, well, you need to go running more, or this, that, and the other. And I'm like, no, it's making me insanely hungry. It's making me do this, it's making me do that. And this is the first one that's actually listened and put me on stuff that will decrease it. And yeah, without even dieting, I've lost a stone.
Wow.
It's
fucking amazing.
It is. I know that we've skewed off our supermarket thing, but it's like, yeah.
So, Dave, have you heard of Andy's Man's Club?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I've mentioned
Google
it.
that.
It's the where I work. They do a meeting there in Manchester.
So I do. So I did the Silver Cloud stuff, which is like the online stuff where you get an online person as well. But again, it just feels very detached, and that it's through a computer, and then someone else reviews it later. It's some face-to-face stuff. For me, the biggest boost I've had is like you guys, like, because I used to keep quiet about it, but then I was more open about it. I was open to like Vic as well.
The best thing you do is talk.
Yeah. But then,
the best thing you can do as well is listen.
But like me and you, Dave, we've had some sessions, haven't we, where we've.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you know, we've all struggled. We all have stuff going on.
But and again, Vic and stuff, because I was like,
yeah, Vic's amazing.
Yeah.
But Vic's a mental health first aider now, isn't he? He's officially.
Oh, don't get me on that shit. That's bollocks.
He went and did the course. But he went and did the course, and
no, don't get me wrong. Vic doing it. I mean, the way I've seen it, it's like these work first aid, mental aid courses. From what I've perceived them to be, they are pretty much people stopping companies from getting done for.
They're just ticking boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's to cover their own arse,
It's covering their own asses. Whereas
the thing is,
I
think there's two levels of mental health. There's the one level where a job's putting you under certain stress, where you'll start acting how you shouldn't be, which can be quickly fixed usually. And then there's just levels where you just do have an imbalance, and it needs correcting. It takes time to do it, and it doesn't matter what situation you're in or your environment. It just takes time and the right. But yeah, it's like like you guys, and it's like I used to keep it quiet, but like being open about it, and that just makes it easier.
Yeah,
I used to think people would be like I used to have it years ago, like where I'd gone on a night out, and remember messaging Vic going there. In fact, it was that night out where we went to the Bridgefield, and I got my arse out, and the bouncers got pissed off and kicked me out, and we ended up round the back. And Sam was like trying to walk me to a taxi. I was absolutely arsehole. And in the morning, I was like messaging Vic, going like, nobody will ever want me to come out again. He was like, baby, you're fucking awesome. But like the lows are just, because you're not supposed to drink, they were just insane.
We all get there. We all get beer fears. Every time I go out, I wake up the next day thinking, shit.
Yeah, it's mad how you view yourself and that how you think other people think of you. But
I still do it to a degree, and I know you shouldn't, but I'm the most relaxed around you lot, like thinking, like, I'm not going to switch this off now.
Yeah.
Like,
No, exactly, mate. I mean,
but it takes time for that as well. It's not something that happens overnight.
Also taking medication these days. I've had it before. I've had meds, and it really helps. You can come off it eventually, but sometimes you might not come off it, but it doesn't matter.
The priest basically indicated to me that it's long term, if not permanent thing.
Yeah.
It's just the way. It's not like saying not wired, right? It's just sometimes you just need that. But like
modern life's hard these days. It's not like it was, right? And even when it was, you know, like our parents or our parents' parents, our grandparents, they probably had the same things, but they, you know, if you went up to your mate and said, "Oh, I'm having a bit of a hard time," what do you mean? Or in my head, I'm not right. You know, I don't think I'm right. They would have gone, "Oh, you big dickhead."
I don't agree with that. I think the problem nowadays with men is men aren't allowed to be men, and that's got a big part to do with the male mental health at the moment. Whereas years ago, don't get me wrong. So years and years ago, you had the old-fashioned pubs, you had the tap room. Yep. So the tap room was, again, it's quite sexist, but you had the male-only rooms in there. So when you used to go in there, men are only in there. Basically, men are getting pissed. Men are using whatever words they want to use. But you'd always have that guy in there who'd go in, get pissed, put the will to rights, get everything off his chest, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's fine. Don't let him talk about it." Then we get it out. Next day, everything's back to normal again. He's feeling a little bit better about himself. Everybody else is feeling a little bit better about themselves, but that's not happening anymore. Apart from, on live podcasts.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think a lot of it is that men aren't allowed to be men. You're not allowed to have other men.
You're not allowed to have your opinions because people say you can't say that, and it's like, well, let me just get it off my chest.
Yeah, it's too much of a PC brigade now.
When I did work, I was a grumpy old
back in the day.
Last week.
Last week.
Not as grumpy as your brother, though, Rob. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you about that later. Anyway, so I'd whinge all the time, and I would try and keep the people above me in check by saying, "You can't do that." I'd moan and whinge and whatever for the right reasons. All right, we always moan sometimes, but if I didn't do that, I'd get inside. I'd be like, "Oh," and then that would be a problem for me.
Well, you need to talk. That's the key thing.
Yeah, but more and more people would raise them issues. Like, obviously, I've left now, but they're going on strike soon. They will be going on strike. Lots of people worried about it, but you have to get angry at some point and let it out. And like Dave was saying, if you don't do that, that's when it builds up. And as a bloke, you're not supposed to. You're not allowed to say things now, because it might get you in trouble or something. But you just want to release
toxic masculinity.
Is that what you meant, Dave, a minute ago? Because I wasn't quite sure what you meant by that.
Yeah, it is, because there's certain environments where men feel comfortable in talking.
Like
Usually
in the
it
pub.
is. Like in a pub.
Yeah?
Like when you've had a couple of drinks. Because men are scared to be judged, I think. Scared to be weak, scared to be mentally weak or physically weak or whatever it is that's perceived to be that way. Whereas when you've had a few beers and you've put the world to rights and you've gone through it all and you've had a fucking meltdown or whatever it is that you've done, you can always go, "Oh yeah, I've had a few beers, it's fine." But everybody else around you knows you've got it out, you got it on, right? Let's keep an eye on him for a bit, see how he is. But nobody judges. Whereas it's so hard, I think, for men to talk about stuff because they just constantly have to be judged.
Because they've got to be the stronger person.
You've got to be.
Your mates aren't going to judge you, right? I mean, me and you.
Your mates aren't going to judge you.
And when we go out as a group, we have it's we don't sit there and go, my name's Colin, I've got this issue. We just vibe off each other, and we have a drink and we let off some steam, and then we have oh yeah, I did that the other day and I wasn't very comfortable with it, and you sort of let yourself, you let yourself have a conversation about
it. Sorry, Dave. The key to that bit is because we're being men. Men's way is women sit, chat, talk through everything. Everyone knows everything about everybody and everything that's going on.
It's natural. Yeah.
Whereas with men, it's like, of course, we're feeling shit. What do? You go out with your mates, you get drunk, you take the piss, you laugh all night, you don't stop laughing, you wake up the next day, share your stories, and everybody feels better.
Yeah.
It's like,
but it's that masculinity that is being stopped, especially in the workplace, in different places and that. And I think that's because of this toxic masculinity, because you can't be aggressive, you can't have that laugh, you can't have that banter.
Right.
I think a lot of it is that.
I think that's to do with certainly in mine, the more women that came into it, you had to watch P's and Q's a little bit. Although, don't get me wrong, a lot of them are brilliant, but you can't go to the same degrees. I mean,
great.
Edgy, don't you, and Dave, who came on my stag doing that.
Yeah.
But there was 3 of us on that watch, plus the other couple, and we went to extremes. I mean, anyone coming into there would have thought, crap, this is not right. You can't. But that's in that environment of the 5 of us, 6 of us. If you then throw in a woman, it not degraded it because of her, but we was like, well, we can't go that far now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know it's a workplace and it's supposed to be different, but it's not a workplace for us. It was a completely different. To me, that wasn't work. That was just a bunch of us who happened to be firefighters just having a laugh.
Yeah. But for you, it's a very highly stressful environment.
Yeah, it's like
you're always on edge, and you need that release.
Like if we have a bad incident, somebody dies or whatever, we see some bad shit, we go back and we laugh, and there's an element of joking, black humor about it. Yeah.
Now, you have to survive that.
Right. So, but if anyone from HR come in that, I had one where it sounds bad, but you do CPR on someone, they die. Yeah. And you go back later on and we're talking about it, and they go, would you have then? Would you? You think back to Dave, £1 million, would you? You know what I mean? But it wasn't disrespect. It was just to get through talking about that situation.
Like lightens the mood.
But if you bring someone into that environment who's not been there, you're thinking these are bastards, and they can't be saying that, they can't be doing that. And like Dave said, you can't be who you are. You have to sort of temper it all.
That's in a way, it's a compromise that shouldn't be a compromise, right? You should be allowed to just be who you are, to get it off your chest and make you feel better about that. Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good point.
I think it is a thing.
Good point we've hit on here. Yeah.
I'm saying a lot of it is the way men deal with things is that banter.
Yeah. Well, they say that it's not like that. Yeah. The biggest smile's hard to saddest hearts. It's like I'll even to certain people, you just be, everything sounds amazing. And then there's another group where you're like, I've had it before now, like, in fact, it was at yours, Dave, where I don't know what the occasion was, but everyone was round, and I was talking to Sam mainly, and then that night I went back and he messaged me and he's like, what's up? And I was like, nothing. He's like, you weren't yourself and all the rest of it. And it's like, that wasn't the environment to go into detail what was up. But it's the fact that people care enough to message and go.
They noticed.
They noticed. They noticed that wasn't me and all the rest of it, and explained everything. And he just lets you know he's there and that. And it's like sometimes that's all you need, because you feel alien when you have these weird thoughts or these weird things going through your head and all. You do feel completely alien. There's millions and millions of people going through it. You feel like an alien. You feel like I can't share that. It's fucking. Yeah.
Well, the big campaign is to talk about it all the time, and people.
Sometimes though, when people, when
it doesn't need that. All it needs is for people to understand that they know what you're going through as well.
Sometimes as well, it's just not the right time. You're all going on a good night out and all the rest of it, and they're like, "How are you doing, Dave?" You're like, "Oh, actually, not fucking good." And it's like, you're not going to bring the night down. You just sport. That's not always a bad thing, because you put it on the back burner and you actually have a really good night out, because you've had to put your thoughts aside, because it's forced by the fact that there's 5 or 6 people that all want a good night out.
Last weekend, Steve, Dave, me and Vic. Was that it? Have I missed anyone?
Andy.
No, it was
Andy as well. Yeah, sorry. And sorry, Andy. And we went out that week. I'd had a shit week. I basically had told my boss that I didn't want to do my job anymore. On the Tuesday, I said, "Fuck this! I'm not doing my job anymore. I don't like it. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I'm done." And he's like, "Shit!" And then the company went like, "Oh, we can't let Cole go." So everyone's been rallying around me on like all week at work, but I really just fucking had enough at work. And I'm pissed off with it. I'm doing stuff I shouldn't be doing. Fuck it. I'm going.
What were you, fluffer?
Yeah. If only, mate. If only.
That's what he's moving. That's what he's moving. That's what he's moving to. That's his career.
£1 million. I do it for £10, $89 an hour.
How do you know what I was getting an hour, Cole?
How much?
Sorry, Cole. Sorry. Go on.
Anyway, so I'm like, so I've had a pretty shit week and just I had enough basically. And then we went out the weekend, saw you lot, and I don't think I stopped laughing.
We laughed all weekend.
I laughed all evening, and I woke up on Sunday morning like full of beans again. Yeah. And then I came home on Sunday, and I said to Jim, that is like the best. That's the thing I needed.
Therapy.
Thing I needed, and I got it. You know what I mean? She's like, well, that's great. That's great.
The pucker pies helped, I think.
No,
I didn't get one.
Patel's pies.
Yeah. Mr. Patel's pie.
And then we met Mr. Patel.
Let's get Mr.
We actually met him, yeah.
Let's get Mr. Patel as a sponsor because those pies were awesome.
Yeah.
This podcast is not sponsored by Mr. Patel's pies, but if Mr. Patel would like to sponsor this podcast, we would accept his pies.
You need to give him a mention.
Keema pie. Oh, gorgeous.
I'll tag them in on Twitter.
And the beef and all those pies were amazing.
And Mr. Musk, if he wants to give me a Tesla.
I was just going to say, if he wants this, we'll all take Teslas.
Yeah.
And I'll convince Steve and Big Dave that they're not ugly. So there you go.
Listen,
as long as he takes the programming away from me.
I'm not going to refuse a free one. Don't get me wrong.
You're turning.
But
it's the beginning.
So, guys, that was a really good chat. I am going to switch it back though to supermarket etiquette for a second because we were talking about this before we went live. Christmas is coming, right? Christmas is coming, and if
you should just stop old people shopping. The thing is, it's like
sorry, Rob. I know you're retired now. And everything.
Retired now, Rob.
This doesn't include you.
So what you're trying to say, Dave? They should bring you back like COVID.
No offense. Right, it kind of.
Where it's like between 9 and 10 o'clock, it's only like
you're on the motorway, right? You're going along, and there's some fucker just because you've only got 4 mile view because there's a little bit of fog, so you've got fog light on. That's glaring and that, and they could do it 30 mile an hour in middle lane, or driving something like that. That's what old people like.
Hang on. There you go, back to little middle lane fascist.
I'm just touching on it. Back to the etiquette, and then they go slow, and they're pushing the trolley, and they're going really fucking slow around it. And it's like, you're not fast enough for Christmas shopping, love. So either do it online or go hungry over Christmas because I can't be dealing with this. I need me Pringles, I need me Fanta.
It should be survival of the fittest at Christmas.
Yeah. If it was legal for just I'm not condoning pushing them over, but
this is what I said earlier.
This
is what I said earlier. So it's normally when you're on a high street and you're shopping on a high street. So you're not food shopping, you're shopping on a high street, and then the pavement is packed, and people have got this left side coming towards you, right side going towards them. So you got a little bit of two flow traffic, and some knobhead in front stops.
Yeah. Oh,
especially with the phone in their hand.
Yeah.
Just stops. There should be a law at Christmas that says you're allowed to punch them in the back of the head.
It's not even and
then just put them to one side and let the whole flow keep going. So yeah.
Donkey punch.
Well, that's another thing. And in supermarkets, you walk in, you just want a bit of pace, you know what you're getting, and you got someone like that. Just going along on the phone. Put your fucking phone away. If you don't know what you're buying now, step to one side.
In London this week,
you've been on your phone.
The number of times I've had to move out of someone's way because they weren't paying fucking attention because we were glued to the phone.
If I need to get my phone,
we're all about mid-20s, or every single one of them were about mid-20s.
Cole, just walk into them.
I'm too nice for him. I'm too nice.
Nah.
Do you know my trick is, and fair enough, I'm 6'5" and 18 stone, so it's slightly different than most people. I just stand there.
That's why it's called Big Dave.
So I just stand still. and let them walk into me.
Yeah, see that I could probably do that.
Pillar.
That works brilliantly. Because then they go, "Oh, what are you doing? You sorry, mate. You're right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Fucking riles me. That.
Another thing about supermarkets as well is like, when you're friends with people on Facebook and things like that, and they like your photos, and you because you need them at school, and their friend requested you, and they like your photos, and you like their photos, and then you see them in a supermarket, you're like, oh fuck it,
yeah.
I'm just gonna look at these beans a minute while you pass because I'm not talking to you face to face.
Are these aisles that you were talking about, Dave?
No, right. I've got a story about this, right? So when I was younger, I was about 17, 18, and there was a girl working in Tesco who used to go to my school, and I don't know what it was, I just fell for her. I just wanted to be with her and all the rest of it. Didn't have the balls to say anything. Anyway, go back New Year's Eve the following year.
Is this one of your stalker stories?
Yeah,
have you been arrested for this?
No, not yet. So so anyway, it was at like a family sort of house party that I'm sat there and all that. And it turns out my mum was there. So long story short, she lives next door. So I was talking about this, that, and the other. And after a few drinks and all that, as I do, I'm starting going about this, that, and the other. And she's like, oh, she just needs a lovely lad like you, all the rest of it. So I got really like amazing. So anyway, came February, I'm thinking Valentine's. So went to Fortin's, got the Love Art chocolates, flowers, all the rest of it. Got my sister to run me up, knocked on the door. She weren't in. So the dad or the mum, whoever took them in. Anyway, never got a phone call, put my mobile number in there, never got anything. About a month later, was at a family party and she was there. And I come and sat next to her and she just blanked me the whole thing. I was like, did you get a chocolate?
Sorry, Dave.
Did he just say...
Just pause there a second.
Oh.
Go on, Dave, carry on.
So,
I thought he said wank.
So
I thought that's what I was about to say. I thought he said wank.
I thought he said wank.
No, I sat next to her.
Wank me right in there.
No, she didn't. And I was talking to her.
That's a completely different story then.
And she blanked me. She wouldn't say anything to me. And they had all these little shots I took over to the table. So I just, in a line, necked them all. I went and sat back next to my dad, walking back, never did anything about it. And she never messaged me, never did anything. But she still works in Tesco's to this day. Right, and then one day I was in Tesco's and I made my mind up what a Jaffa cakes. So I got my other bits and I'm walking to the aisle where the Jaffa cakes are.
Hang on. Sorry, I just keep killing you with the Jaffa cakes.
Moment's just gone there with the Jaffa cakes.
I want the ruined.
I've got to keep the story true. So I was going to get the Jaffa cakes. No, well, I'll tell you. So I was going to the Jaffa cakes. Now, I knew, like, not through stalking, but I knew where she worked. And it was like cosmetics and sometimes clothing, never anywhere else. Somebody had put her on ambient. And I'm going to get the Jaffa cakes. And they put her stocking up the biscuits where the Jaffa cakes are. So I walked out of that shop with just the normal stuff and no treats for myself because she was on there. And that still happens to this day. Sometimes I go there and they don't come back with certain things. I just have to say, you didn't have it. Because she's on the aisle. I can't walk past her.
To this day?
This day.
What's she called?
I thought there was going to be a romantic ending to this and we got married.
There's no romantic ending.
Why should
going to
Dave?
You're going to say you shagged a mum or something?
No.
It's
That's
not a few of them. Went through a stage of that.
Well, you could... Sorry, so I was just going to say, Dave, you could have quit your losses and just shagged the mum, and that would, you would have been like, well, if you're not going to help me, I've shagged your mum.
Yeah, I
put my cock where you came out of. Just to take it to the next level. Yeah.
There's a YouTube snippet right here. There you go.
Yeah, that's our tagline. Discussion: men's mental health and women's.
I'm just going to go for a wee, and I'm going to pour a drink. I've got a lot more in supermarket.
Yeah, we're probably about 10 minutes from being done. So have a quick was, and we'll come back because it's we're already an hour and 40 minutes in. So it's a very long live stream.
How many viewers have we got this week?
We've got two. Two viewers. Hey, hello viewers. If you're come and say hello in the chat. I'll come and say. Come and say hello. There we go. Come and say hello. I can on the screen as well. There we go. Come and say hello. We got 2 people currently viewing. One on Twitch and one on YouTube.
Okay.
There you go. And considering this is all brand new and all shiny and everything, then
second week?
Second time we've done this. It's all right. It's good. Hey, we've covered some interesting topics tonight. We've gone all the way through from middle lane hogging, men's mental health, Dave's a stalker, and supermarket etiquette, and Teslas are ugly, which they're not. The Teslas are not ugly.
And the very best microphone you can buy for £26.99 off Amazon.
Mate, I am pretty impressed with that microphone. As a USB microphone, it's very good.
Does it come with the cover thing as well?
Yeah, you get the
spit guard.
Spit guard, is that what it's called? Right.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to soften and do something.
No, so this has got like
a salad bar.
Like one of those COVID screens you get everywhere now. It's like
It's like when you go to Pizza Hut, you've got that salad bar, that spit guard on the beetroot.
People will drool everywhere like croutons.
All the people that are too short for the weight.
Right, he's back. He's back.
Trying another whiskey.
Hang on, he's got a story around the etiquette. Go on, Dave.
What supermarket etiquette?
Just carry on while I'm just doing my drink.
All right.
What you on there, Steve? What's the next one?
The thing that annoys me about
this is one that Col left at my house the other night from his collection. It's a very stripy can.
Is it Tango?
I ain't got a clue actually.
So this is a 2000. I'm just doing a Johnny thing.
It's
here.
called
It's
Solar Flare
2002.
Session IPA.
Coca-Cola.
Nice though.
Nice. So this podcast is not sponsored by Beer 52, but if Beer 52 would like to sponsor this podcast and all the people that are in this podcast, then we are very happy and we will plug your products for the next few weeks. There you go. I will tag in Beer 52 as well.
Do you know,
to our whole 2 live listeners.
Exactly.
Love that.
Exactly.
I listened to quite a few podcasts, and the biggest one seemed to be Manscaped.
Yeah.
Manscaped.
Is that the clippers that basically like cut your balls off?
So we had a conversation with Manscaped for the Great Escape podcast.
Did you?
Yeah. But they said at the time they were sponsoring too many people, but they'd come back to us at some stage.
Yeah. They do a lot. And the other one's Blue Chew as well. Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
It's a Viagra chewing gum.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
It's hard to chew, isn't it?
Gives you a stiff
Don't
neck.
get it stuck in your neck.
Everyone's walking around with tongues like.
Oh, you're all funny fuckers. Yeah.
This is lovely, by the way, Carl. Cheers. Thank you.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Carl, this is lovely as well.
What, mate? You've
tastes like Coke.
You've killed the whiskey with the Coke, mate. Oh, stop!
You
know
what
I was going to do, Carl, before I came on? I was going to Google some really expensive bottles.
What? I'm going to have some expensive ones.
When you was going to ask me what you was drinking, I was going to come out with like this, and you're going, "Fuck's sake, Dave, that's £300."
I mean, Dave, what the are you doing? You absolute.
How can you get a bleep? Are you bleeping us all out? Can we actually swear on this?
No, you can swear. Yeah, you can swear.
Yeah.
You fucking
fuck.
I'm not sure there's a swear count. So, but yeah. What?
There you go.
I thought it was a.
You can have an award at the end of the season. You can use the most swear words.
It'll be Sam. Sam swears loads on the Great Escape podcast.
I've got one for you, Cole, for Christmas time.
Go on.
Right. We'll have to do one where we'll do a drinking or testing drinks or food, but we all have to buy the same one and test it online at the same time.
Love it. Like mince pies.
Mince pies, or we could try. I've never done it, but I've seen the videos, that Norwegian fish thing.
Oh, not the fermented herring.
Yeah.
No, I'm not having that in my house. Tried that before. That's coming nowhere near indoors.
Where we all get the same thing off McDonald's, and
no. That's coming nowhere near indoors my house either.
I'd rather have the
fermented fish from Norway than the McDonald's in my house.
But we could try maybe, like you said, the mince pies or whatever.
Bit of cheese.
Yeah.
Bit of
I tell you what, if you
manchego.
want a good podcast, put a line of fruit in front of me. Maybe have someone around to make sure I do it as well. Like I could go to Dave's and do it.
Not
and
sticking up your
watch.
ass, are you?
No, that could be a different one. That's for OnlyFans, really.
It'll only do that. It'll only do that for $2,500.
Yeah, 4 bananas, if you were wondering. But yeah, years ago, I used to go out with a girl and she was working M&S, and she was going on like, "Why do you never eat fruit?" And I was like, I just can't do it. I don't mind the taste of it, but it's the texture. So she brought back a banana, an apple, an orange, and a pear, and it was horrific. I was being sick. It's like I can mull it around my mouth. It's when I got to swallow. I got to swallow.
Really?
Yeah. I just can't do
know a
it.
few people. I used to know a few people like that.
It's the texture, totally the texture. Banana on the
Few
ground. Banana is just a fruity cunt. It's just horrible all the way around. But other things like
smells
orange
nice,
and
though.
stuff, like I like Fanta. But
Which
in
is orange flavoured.
and I'm fine with the little bit of juice and all that. That's nice. And then the skin and all the rest of it, and then like can't do it. And if you wanted to do it, a section of me doing that, then
Right,
Dave
Christmas
eats fruit.
podcast. Cole, set it up. What we have to buy and bring, and we'll eat.
This is great. I'm loving this.
Okay.
I'm loving this. Yeah, we should do like because the classic Christmas thing is like it's mince pies, isn't it? Who's got the best mince pies?
Mince pies,
Yeah.
cheese.
I don't like mince pies.
Morrison's short crust.
I might have to
See, that's
chip
why
the cheese.
that's why we should do mince pies because
Yeah.
Dave doesn't like mince pies. There you
I've
go.
never.
Oh,
Well, I'll be
even
honest
better.
with you. I've decided I don't like mince pies. This might come as a shock. I have never actually ever tried a mince pie.
Oh,
Then how
What?
can
Mince
you?
pies
Then
are
you've got to
amazing.
try it. They are. It's like
You
decided
can't
to not.
say you don't like them when you've never tried
I
them.
can. You sounded like Nat now, but I can because I don't like what they're made up of.
Because
Yeah,
that
but-
talks
What?
the fucking truth. It's like kids that.
How
Kids
can
like
you not
when you
like
put something
pastry?
on a plate in front of them, go, I don't like it. Have you ever tried it? I don't like it.
don't like it.
Yeah, but if someone came up to you, Steve, and said, "Let me put
Tried
this
it with
cucumber up your
Charlie's.
ass," you'd be like, "No, I don't
Fuck
like that." And it might be
But
all
I've never
right,
tried it. I
but-
might like it.
So would you let them put the cucumber up your bum?
It's a little different.
For a million quid.
Yeah.
Depends. It depends
tried-
on how much.
I'm
Hey, up.
confident for £1,000,000 I couldn't eat a cucumber.
It depends on
I
how
think
much you're going to pay me.
500 quid. There you go. He knows that you've stuck a cucumber up your ass.
Tenner
500
now.
quid. I'll do it. For 500 quid. I'll have it.
500 quid, what? A cucumber up your ass?
Yeah, cucumber. 500.
Yeah, 500 quid.
Oh, your ass, really? For 500 quid?
I
Yeah.
think so there's 4 of us
But-
on.
Wow.
125 quid each, and we can get Steve to put a cucumber up his ass.
That'd be a Christmas episode and a half, wouldn't it?
I'll tell
Tell
you
you
what.
what, double bet who
Yeah.
eats the cucumber afterwards.
I reckon I've got a cucumber in the fridge.
Go get it,
There we
Steve.
go.
I'll
Steve.
send you 125 quid.
I'll cash out me 500 quid right now. Yeah.
It's when you're watching it, you're like, it was worth it. It was
PayPal.
arousing.
I'll send you my PayPal detail.
Live on this podcast now, if you stick a cucumber up your ass, I'll give you 500 quid and I'll donate 500 quid to Andy's Man Club.
And his
There
man
you go.
club.
Oh, what?
Oh,
I can't do it for the simple
This got
reason
real.
because I'm taking antibiotics. I've got thrush
There
on
we
my
go. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I can't stick a cucumber up my ass because we've got antibiotics.
slowly
Genuine
making
reason.
Uh,
Genuine,
gooch.
right?
Genuine reason I've got antibiotics, so I can't stick a cucumber up my backside.
Stick a Johnny on it, mate. Stick a Johnny on it. You'll be fine.
No, it's sore. It looks like a volcano. It's awful.
It'll be fucking sore afterwards.
It's when it's
Mine
not, and
before.
you're like, that weren't that bad. It was for passing of the thrush that hurt.
Ooh.
It's awful. I didn't even realise you could do it.
Passing-
But yeah, when you take antibiotics, you can
How'd
get
you pass
thrush a
thrush?
lot easier. What?
Speaking of
How'd you
which,
the passing of the thrush, did you just say?
You can pass thrush
Yeah.
on. When I was younger, I had sex with someone and I got thrush off them.
was
The
he
only
all
thing that
right?
I ditch it is wanking it.
Wanking your friend or wanking you?
Me,
Okay.
she just got Caniston.
Just making sure.
She got the
Did you have
dual
to
one, internal and external.
Did you have to
comfort.
wank off with Caniston?
No, I didn't use anything.
Like instead of lotion or baby oil.
Was that a name, Caniston?
Caniston.
it cleared up in the end, but it just looked like how could I explain it?
A red bell end.
Yeah, but in sections, it wasn't the whole thing. It was like a little island on it.
Map of the world on your knob.
Look like
That's another
Mars.
thing, actually, Carl. If you want another one as well, right?
The polar cap's on Mars.
That's land on it. Yeah.
They take the piss out of me at work.
A little nuclear bomb on you.
You know, when I see the world map, the places aren't where they should be in my head, right? And they can't grasp it at work. But honest to God, right, when they made the world, they didn't put the places in the right places. Because it's like, for me, right, and I'll say it very simply. So I'm pointing north now towards Scotland, yeah? So I'm going to do a right out the country.
Okay.
I should hit Germany. And it's not fucking there. And it's like, it's not there.
It's not there.
Places aren't where they should. No, it's not that, Dave. It's just
You're gonna hit Norway, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. And Norway's not where it should be. Norway should be at the top of England. And that's in my head where everything should be.
Scotland, mate. I always get Norway and Scotland confused.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I see Spain on a map, it shocks me where Spain is because Spain shouldn't be there. But in my head, I don't know where Spain is. But I think it should be where you've got the bottom of England and then you've got France and all that. In the middle of that, that's where Spain should be. And it's not
in the middle of France.
That's the English Channel.
Yeah, it should be an English channel. But
that's
then
the
that should
Bordeaux
be
region, I think.
warmer. And then it's like, look, where are things like Africa? No.
Where's French Day when you need him for a little bit of French geography?
He can confirm that he's not in Spain.
Exactly.
He can confirm that it's not in Spain.
I know that's not where they
wave his little white flag
are.
and run off.
It's not even in the Basque region. It's not even Andorra.
Just some places, just like the only place is where it should be in my head is America. That's it. And sometimes that's a bit attached to it at the bottom that shouldn't be there as well.
What should be in America?
America's where America should be, but then it's got a few like little nuggets of shit hanging on that shouldn't be there. But
like what?
Like Mexico.
Florida.
Yeah, no. Further
Mexico
down, like
Cuba,
the exotic islands. Name an exotic island.
Jamaica.
Yeah,
Go
Jamaica should just be below Australia.
What? No, that's Antarctica. I think you mix
New Zealand.
I'd love to spend half an hour in your head, Dave.
It's not, you know what? It's weird. It's a house party, and there was a psychologist there, and she pulled me to one side and said, "I'd love
You're a
15 minutes
psychologist,
for you."
fucking wet dream, you.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's where they are. I know they're not because there's a map. But in my head, when you imagine where places are, that's where I pinpoint them. And I just can't change it. When I imagine where something is, like my sister, like she's a travel agent, she travels all over the world on free gigs.
I didn't know that.
And yeah,
she knows where the fucking places are.
Does she like? Does she like turn up to France and think, "Fuck me, this should be Australia"?
Hey, Cole, she does like really nice, like she'll package like really nice, like posh holidays and that stuff.
All right, really? Did she work for?
Kwone,
yeah. So yeah, mention my name and she'll still do the same deal, but she'll know you know me. And she was saying she was going somewhere, and I was like in my head, I knew where it was on the map. And then when you watch her on, on your phone, like Apple thingy, where they are, it's nowhere fucking near. It's nowhere there where it is up there.
It's all the African states that confuses me because there's so many Africans. There's so many African countries in Africa.
But imagine Africa not being where it should be as well.
As a continent, yeah, that would be quite confusing.
Africa's supposed to be Russia.
You turn up to the continent in Africa and like you're just nowhere near where you're supposed to be.
It's like the Democratic.
A pilot.
Me?
Yeah.
No, but I keep it simple, right?
Okay, here we go.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your pilot, Dave, and I've got no fucking clue where I'm supposed to be or where are we going. We're going to end up where we are.
Thankfully, the computer does.
Supposed to be.
I tell you what. No. Right, pilots fly in planes these days to make sure that if the computer decides to not work anymore, they can land.
They just sit in the plane, aren't they?
That's all they do. Right.
When they speak about technology, they're only there to keep us happy.
Yeah, it's psychological.
Nobody get on the front and you go, "Who the fuck's flying this?"
It's psychological.
I'm not having that.
they could. So the technology's been there since the 70s. They could take off and land from point to point, and it's been like that for 40 years, 50 years.
Well, they say the rougher landings are usually manual ones because they've got to do so many manual
they have to take over and do it.
And the rougher ones, when they go, oh, that's a bit rough, it's like, yeah, it's probably a manual landing.
Yeah.
But I always think when the pilot comes on, he's going, oh, we're going to go south, east, west, and we're going to go over this. I know it's like, I'd be like, all right, everyone, we're going to go up in the air, do a right out the country, bang it a little bit left, cruise, and they're going to do a little bit of a right and land. And they'd understand that more.
Right, left, right. Yeah, you're in Sweden. Yeah, Dave's living in Sweden.
Well, in my head, I'm in Africa.
In your head, you're in Sweden.
No, but are you going through
somewhere else? Yeah.
Which runway are you going from though?
I don't know about
runway 2, runway 3.
The other problem I have with flying, Dave, is
which runway?
If they just let me sit with the pilot and he could just now and again just turn to me and go, we're all right. It's the fact that I'm sat in the fucking back in cattle class. I don't know what the fuck's happening. I'm looking for the
do you not like
stewardesses. No. Well, they prescribed me Valium for it.
Really?
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is once, you know, you can see the doctor's notes and they have to justify because it's controlled.
Yeah.
The justification was it could be a risk to himself or other people whilst in a controlled environment. But once I was on the flight to Vegas and I was struggling, right? So I took 20 milligrams of diazepam, wasn't working. Took 80 milligram of propranolol, still wasn't working. Took 1,000 milligram of tramadol.
What the
fuck?
Oh, mate, tramadol's killer.
When I told my mum, she's like, "How did your heart not stop?"
Yeah. No, tramadol.
Tramadol
is
straight to the central nervous system.
Bizarre.
I used to take like now and again just to chill out. You just take even cocodamol 530s. Yeah, 1,000 milligram of that. You can tell it.
If you want to know what Joe Rogan's like on most of his podcasts, have tramadol. That's pretty.
Tramadol is it's bizarre. Tramadol is bizarre.
It's amazing. It's an opiate, isn't it? So it is.
Yeah. It's a proper drug. Yeah.
Have you had it, Steve?
Yeah.
No.
I used to have it as a painkiller.
Have you got some? So
I've still got some as well. Yeah. I've still got some as well. Yeah.
I'll sort you some out. I'll sort you 1,000 milligram out. Tell you what, I'll come round. We'll both have it.
Yeah.
Right, listen, we can't
make a night of it.
We can't talk about that on a live stream. Sorry, it's drugs related shit. We can't do that. But yes,
joking.
It's controlled drugs.
Allegedly,
no, it's not. It's They are controlled drugs. That's the difference with tramadol.
Okay, Dave.
Wolf of Wall Street. That's it. The Wolf of Wall Street. When there's those two versions. One where he thinks he drove the car.
Yeah.
I got it home safely. And then he looks at the car. He's like, "Ooh."
It's the same thing on a lower scale when you think you've gone to the toilet at night when you've got back in on a night out and you're like, yeah, lifted the seat, and you look and you're like,
it's everywhere.
It's the spare room again.
It looks like Rob and his team have been in at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah. Or you look down, you're like, I didn't even go to the toilet.
It's like it could be worse. It could be my brother. So that's French Dave for people.
Oh, when he pissed
and he pees on his own brother. Yeah.
Did you get any money for it?
So French Dave got up in the middle of the night to go for a piss.
I loved it. He had his
Some
mouth open
people
and everything.
piss in a wardrobe.
Not my own brother. Maybe you, Dave. I mean, but not my own brother.
But French Dave.
Just close your eyes. It could be anybody.
Piss on his brother who's
if you could dream it, you can believe it.
Lying on the floor.
It's like a Disney film.
Hercules is pissing on me.
Hercules.
A whole new world.
Don't you dare open your eyes. You know?
You had asparagus.
Put your fucking goggles on.
Anyway, long story short, Rob, because you clearly don't know this story. We went out in Manchester probably about 6 years ago. And because I'm now living in Nottingham, so I booked a hotel room because I think I'll just book a hotel room. It's just easier because I got there a bit later. I think everyone was already out and I met everyone out. Book a hotel room, throw the bag in, just crack on. Like crappy old. It was at the, I'm sure it was a Britannia. Some shitty. It was
no windows.
It was a Britannia, actually. Yeah, it was Britannia. Anyway, so it was a late one, 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I think we've been to Some long legs, maybe. I'm not sure
Oh,
what that is.
Never,
Uh,
I've never
yeah.
been there. I just don't know what the fuck you're talking
Yeah, it
about.
might have been something to do with very long
Pretty
legs
sure
or
it's
something.
like 80s bar. We've been 80s bar.
I don't know.
That's what
And,
we're
It's
doing.
shut now.
Anyway,
80s
so
bar shut.
Yeah.
Dave, we're fucked.
anyway, so it ended up like everyone came back to the room to go to sleep. So I ended up on the floor in my own hotel room. Bloody Sam and
So you should, you old submissive bitch.
Thanks, mate. Sam and who was it? It was Sam and Jay. It was Sam and Jay. Sam and Jay was in the bed. And
Jay from
Fun Bobby.
Fun Bobby. Yeah,
Will's
Fun Bobby.
Teacher.
Fun Bobby.
Yeah, Jay.
Oh, that Jay.
Yeah.
Fun Bobby. And Dave was sleeping on the floor on the other side of the room, and I was sleeping sort of like the bottom of the bed where the bed was. And so we
paid
sort
for
of
the room as well.
Yeah, I paid for the room. I ended up sleeping on the floor, and then so I rolled over like, "Good night, boys." Yeah, good night. And then I'm sort of like asleep, and I'm hearing this like running water noise. I'm thinking, "What the fuck's that?" And then I'm getting splashed. I'm getting splashed off whatever it is. I'm thinking, "Fucking hell, the roof's leaking. The roof's leaking." I'm thinking, "It can't be leaking. We're on the 3rd floor. It's like a 7th-floor hotel." I'm thinking, "It ain't that. Maybe no, it was Dave." Pissing on me. He thought he was in the bathroom, and he wasn't. He was pissing on me. But he's got a history of this. When he was younger, he ended up pissing in the wardrobe in our bedroom.
See, loads of people piss in the wardrobe, but not on the bed.
We've all done that.
No, I've not pissed in the wardrobe.
I haven't done
I've pissed in the washing machine.
This is not an armed forces thing, Rob. No, I've got.
Well, we've all done
Pissed in
that.
the washing machine.
Maui Dave's stories usually start off with, "I really needed shit."
I've never. Yeah, that's a weird thing. I've never had a piss accident unless it's been involved with backdoor problems as well. Like
many shits.
The bus stop incident, and obviously when I'd let the poo out, I thought I may as well let the piss out as well. Yeah, and the piss came out as well. But with grey pants, it was quite an art, and to this day, I still think I've got quite a skill of hiding that from the bigger boys. You know, when they're walking up. And I'm holding my sister's bag in front of me, who'd been handed down and taking the piss. And I'm like, I'd rather you took the piss out of this, because look, lads, I pissed myself. Hang on, I'll raise it. I've shit myself as well. What are you going to do? I'm waiting for my mum to come and get me. And I'll have to stand like a fucking dog on the back seats while I drive all the way home with this fucking stench with the windows down.
Just to clarify, we are still live now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. This is all being broadcast to our one viewer.
Well, this is a shout out to the.
We've lost one.
This is a shout out to the history teacher. When I said I needed to go to the toilet, I was being genuine because I needed a poo. I weren't lying.
I fucking needed to go.
I needed to go, and when I did get to go, there was too many bigger boys in there that I couldn't shit. But I should have just took that hit and had a shit, because them taking the piss out would have been far easier than walking out and to ring my mum saying I don't feel well, and now I explained to my mum that I shit myself. But worst of all, this is the biggest offering.
This is your therapy here.
This is how karma offers out. So I'll flick to the beginning and I'll go straight to the end, make it quick. So I'd stole £5 from my mum. With that £5, I bought sweets, more sweets than you could ever imagine. The sweets were too much for me. And that's what caused me to shit myself.
Isn't it just one
karma? That is karma, right there.
I put it on my birthday shout out to my mum when she turned 60. I did a shout out. I was like, "Mum, you first introduced me to karma at the tender age of 12. And I stole £5 from your purse, bought all the sweets from it, and you had to pick me up and shit myself." And she only found out because she found all the change in my pocket when she's trying to scoop the shit out of me. And what made it worse is because my mum felt sorry for me before all
good job she's a cardiac nurse.
She'd gone to Asda and got me some ice cream because she felt sorry for me because it happened, thinking I had upset stomach. I weren't allowed the ice cream either.
Why the fuck would you get an ice cream for someone who's got an upset stomach?
That's my mum, you know. She's a qualified nurse.
Better try toast or something. I don't know, but fucking ice cream.
No,
See,
she didn't. She didn't go for ice cream.
Dry toast and boiled water.
Oh, Dave's had a big shit. Let's give it.
I know. Let's go and grab him some raspberry ripple.
Steve, she didn't go for ice cream. She went for Imodium, but that girl was working on that counter, so she went and bought some ice cream instead.
That's to go past. That's to go past the fucking thing.
That's the problem, right?
Shit, what's on the next title? Can't go on that one.
Every time
I'd ice cream, fucking.
I've shit myself has been because of somebody else, and I could explain it with every single one. For instance, when I shit myself at bowling, if there wasn't a group of kids booked in at Laser Quest, I'd have been fine. Possibly shit myself in Laser Quest. But because there was kids playing and they give us drinks vouchers and said we can have another game of bowling, and I gambled on the fart jumping up the steps, that wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't have happened. If Nat wouldn't have asked for me to get cheese on the way home from Tesco's, I wouldn't have shit myself. because I'd have been home instead. The only time it was totally my fault was the time when I got these questionable diet pills that consolidate your fat and make your body reject it. It was when I gambled on a fart on a cream carpet when we just moved into this house. And it left like an orangey sludge on the carpet. And I just stood up and I'm like, I'm going to go to the toilet. I had grey shorts on as well.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Have you seen the scene out of the Goonies where they get choked? And John's telling all his life stories.
And this one time I was at the cinema and I threw up over the side and everybody's throwing up.
And everyone else started throwing up. The Fratellis are like, what?
I always get the karma. It's even like I was laughing at when I was on holiday and was in the main food court. And I was laughing at a girl. You could see it. She's getting spaghetti bolognese and she's not holding that plate good enough. One hand ain't going to do the weight of that. And the fucking lot slides off. And I'm fucking killing myself. So then I get up. I'm going to get myself a bit of Greek fucking whatever it's called. Churros or gyro or gyros or whatever it is. And I fucking skid on some chicken, stray chicken on floor. Karma is my hill wheel. It's always following me. It's even like
that's the subject for the next podcast.
When I was in the dinner hall.
Dave's karma stories.
I stood over someone's bag that was in the way. I should have kicked it out of the way, but no, I stood over it, slipped on a chip, and I ripped me fucking gusset on my pants. But what made it worse is, you know, when you get like, there's that migration, isn't there, at school where you go from underpants to boxers. Everybody had done it. I'm still in Y fronts.
But not you.
I'm still comfortable. I like it all being kept in one place.
I do too. Yeah.
And I didn't even realise I'd split them. And I was in science when you're on stools. I'm like, fuck, it's drafted. And there they are, these bright, like, still bright colours, like bright red fucking Y fronts. It took me ages to go to boxer shorts. I was about 15, 16 when I tried them out. I said, I don't like it being loose. I just want it hammered. Yeah, I just want it all together. You know, so you go for a wee, you peel it off the ball.
The thing is, you get Lycra boxer shorts now where they just hold everything in, right? The whole Kelvin Klein.
Yeah, that's where we get a little pouch at the front for it to all sit in. But the first pair were dead loose and it's just all knocking around. I'm like, I don't like that. When you're a guy, you get an hard on because it's vibration.
There's three different things, isn't there? Three different things you can get these new ones now. A ball in each one and you cock in another.
I wouldn't like that sort of separation.
Too much like hard work, that. You have to sort it out.
It just needs to be cooked in one place.
Do you think they get like separation anxiety?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. There, separation anxiety.
Hey, Andy sponsor podcasts.
Separate your balls with Whisky Pies and Lies.
But I think I'll eventually revert back to underpants again because I just like it all being together.
Are you still on boxers at the moment?
I'm on boxers at the moment. But
loose boxers or tight boxers?
A tighter boxer with a pouch at the front from sitting. But I like it.
It's very standard these days, isn't it?
I just like that, you know, like it gives you the same vibe as underpants. You know, you've had one of them days, you've been a bit sweaty, you've dried off, and you've got to peel your cock off your balls to have a wee.
No, it's not about that. No. You gotta go for the piss. It feels like Velcro. Well, skin on skin.
I tell you what, I have got to do. I've got to go to Vegas in 3 weeks. I need to get some more anti-chafe underwear. Otherwise, I'll be crabbing everywhere.
What do you need anti-chafe underwear for Vegas for?
That's
Because it's
exactly my question.
It's hot. And
So
I've got
everywhere's
to
air
walk
conditioning.
in.
Everywhere's
No,
air
it's
conditioning.
not. It doesn't.
weather.
No, Dave. Air conditioning doesn't help. Fucking not happening. Fucking everywhere.
Talcum
That's the
powder.
problem.
Talcum powder. Get a bit of
Talcum powder
talc.
don't work. It works. It's fucking cement. You weigh it up and you.
Dave, you got to bite the bullet and shave your ass at some stage. That's just
It's not too- it's
No,
not
shaving
too-
your ass will make it worse because it's like
It's not going
fucking
to work.
Velcro.
It's not going to work. Honest to God, right? It's just the fucking rubbing everything.
I know, Big Dave.
That looks like the elephant man.
Sponsorship,
Dave.
Manscaped.
Big Manscape, exactly.
Manscaped.
Manscape.
Yeah, save your ass with it. Yeah.
I
But
can
no,
try
Kate
him in Vegas.
No
it's
longer.
even stubbly.
It's
It's
staying hotter for longer, isn't it, in Vegas at the moment? I'm looking at
Yeah.
temperatures and it's still ridiculous. And I've got to go over there and I've got to
What are you
walk
there for?
around the SEMA Motor Show.
Are you
Got
being
it.
paid to go over there?
Yeah. It's all paid for. You know, the work.
Lucky bastard.
And the
Can I get a job?
hotel. And the hotel has got the
Just retired, Rob. What do you
food
want a fucking job for?
thingy
Got Vegas.
in it as
You're a bastard.
Be a showgirl.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
So is it past 11 o'clock? You're getting tired.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got
come
to
on,
wheel
Rob.
me in.
Yeah,
I tell you what, this live stream is 2 hours and 10 minutes long. No one's ever going to watch this live stream, so I'm gonna have to create snippets.
Yeah.
I have to create and then get them out on the yeah.
Cole, just cut me out and you'll have about 45 minutes of gold in the material.
mate. It's like a solid, epic 5-minute video of all of your stories here. There really is. So yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, I'm going
Dave's full of stories.
Amazon does fantastic anti-chafe underwear where when you pull them up, they cut into it. So you know
Sponsor.
normally you have the pouch at the front in your boxer shorts. It goes further around so it stops the legs rubbing as well because that's where it starts and it moves all the way up to the balls and the cock and everything looks fucking really flush and
Push and full.
Yeah. But
Into those, has anyone tried those bamboo?
Oh,
right, Dave. So
I
I've
almost
got
signed up for a
anyone
free
tried
sample
that?
the other day, but
I've got Dave. I've got
yes.
a weighted blanket a couple of years back, and I love my accessories. So
hang on. Sorry, Dave.
How's it gone
Sorry,
from
hang on.
bamboo
Sorry.
boxer shorts?
I'm
to-
glad you
Bamboo-
said that, Carl.
Bamboo pants, weighted blankets.
Yeah.
What's going on? I got
Right,
no
can I
idea.
just explain the connection? I've not done bamboo, but bamboo as a type of cotton for fabric in general. I've not got any experience of underpants, but I've got experience of it in other areas. That's what I was going with that one.
Okay.
So,
I've got experience of it growing in my garden. I mean,
I'll
that's
go with
part-
it for now.
you got
What you want to
pants
do is you want
on?
to make some underpants and a weighted blanket with them. and just-
Actually, it wasn't
there
bamboo.
we
It was
go.
on that arse I nearly signed up to.
On its
the
ass.
Hang on
You
a
know, the
second.
weird thing is, I had a meeting with people, and that was one of the brands that came into
Rob's
conversation about
Rob's
it.
googling all this shit.
I am
And it's-
Googling.
and-
I
and the
know
Scottish
what
guy-
you mean now.
Scottish
I know
guy
what you mean
going,
now.
On its
Those
ass.
bamboo shorts. Sorry, everyone's like talking at once.
Yeah, I don't know if a bamboo as a weighted blanket cover, it's really nice. It's airy, it's light, it's smooth. It's like silk but not sweaty. It's all right. It's got a good thread count.
You should work for their fucking marketing
Well,
department.
Right,
Can
hang
I
on.
tell you,
Hang on.
years ago, I used to have an
Bring up
obsession.
the bamboo shorts.
Yes, bamboo. Do the on that ass? They give you you get a free one.
Bamboo. So bamboo clothing. Here we go. So I don't know what he's doing. Little fucking show off.
Which one? He's doing the what's it
He's
called?
waiting
The
for
bird.
that bit to come up behind him.
I could do that shit. It's easy that.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, of course
I
you can.
Fucking show off.
I can do that one on the top right where he's got his hands in his pockets.
What, but... whoa!
Second row, number 2 in, would you?
You got women with boxer shorts on there.
Ah.
Sexist bastard.
Yeah, I'm a sexy
They're
bastard.
nice. They're nice. They're decent.
No,
though.
women look nice in boxers. I like
Cole,
them.
can you do us a favour? Can you just get the Calvin Klein one up and go
They
to the
look
white
better
ones and
in,
tell me
Bamboo
that's
ones.
not normal? No, just go on
They
Calvin
look
Klein.
better in
go to
lingerie,
the-
though.
Go to the underpants and tell me that's not normal what they've got in their packages. I need to feel better about myself.
Which one?
What they
No,
look
that
quite
what breasts?
fulfilled.
No. Go on the menswear. That's
Oh,
Yeah,
that's that there.
Storms
I'm
with
not
that, innit?
being funny.
He's got no
It's,
balls.
it's like the EU have sent that to Ukraine, innit? Look at the size of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's no balls. It's got no
I'm
balls.
not
that
being
Crimea
funny,
Bridge.
but she hasn't got any nipples. Her nipples.
She hasn't.
They'd be
They've
fucking
been
shots
away.
out.
Yeah,
Them.
brushed out.
Yeah, they'd
They've
be
been
brushed
took out of
out.
them. Yeah.
There's a lot going on though, isn't there?
Yeah.
Look again.
That is Stormzy, isn't it? You're right, mate. That's Stormzy.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Just click shop now.
Calvin's or nothing.
Oh, well, lucky, mate. I'll shut my yeah. I can't believe we're doing this, but yeah.
Why not?
Is it bamboo?
Calvin's want to sponsor us.
Is it bamboo? What, just all sit here every week in Calvin Klein underwear?
Hey, mate, I'm there. If they're going to pay me, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
How much, Carl?
What am I wearing today? I don't know.
Listen, if they want to give me, 6 to 12 pairs of pants, I'll sit there in pants, and every now I'll stand up and flash my package. It's all good.
I quite like the checkered ones. Go back up, Carl. Actually.
Yeah,
Go
all
back
right.
up.
Do you know what is annoying? Those fucking adverts that flash up on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm seriously
You know
trying to buy
what I
something.
hate?
I'm going to
Well,
spend
I think they're like lounge pants. Them checkered
You go a
ones.
bit further up. Yeah, go click on the checkered ones. Are they actually a thing?
76 quid.
I like
You've got
them.
a pair of pants.
75 quid, yeah.
Look like
76
nice
fuck off.
75 quid to like a fucking chef.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Sorry.
Carl, click on the sizes.
Hey, if you shit yourself in them, you might not be able to tell.
It's 50-50 in it with them.
Yeah.
Medium, large, mate. Yeah.
Okay, we're in there.
Size guide.
What, are you going to get to order you some now?
Yeah, mate.
I'm doing my shopping by
Just
proxy.
click on that, yeah. Add to basket.
Can you just nip on Tesco's? Tesco's online.
Basket. Yeah, here we go. 75 quid. Yeah, job done.
Oh, what's your PayPal again?
Tesco's online.
I quite
Yeah,
like them.
No, I don't like them. I like the top's all right. It's all right.
I like the combination, the two.
I don't like the chef pants.
This podcast has gone off at a tangent now. It really
I
has.
love checkerboard, mate, for a long time.
You really do? Yeah, why?
Yeah,
Why?
checkerboard's
What is it about checkerboard?
Vans did the whole checkerboard thing, didn't they? In the like.
I suppose you could play. You can play.
Your pillow, Steve. Behind you, he's loving your pillow. Your pillow behind you, it's a half check.
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
half checkerboard. Yeah.
Yeah, don't like that. Only halfway there.
He only wants a full check.
It's just a pawn, isn't it?
He's got his legs up in the back of a Tesla.
When I was 19, I had the Vans logo on my arm. That's how heavy I was into it.
Is it gone now?
It's been reintegrated, so you see,
It's in there somewhere.
Oh yeah,
then we got it
V.
fleshed out. Yeah,
Right,
it was the original V. They've kind of moved on from that now and gone for other things. But the biggest problem at the moment is Lane Staley on my leg. He's got infected. He's not looking good. It looks like he's got nits.
How's that going, by the way?
I'll show you.
Right, here we go. Deja vu like a motherfucker. He's coming.
Who's this?
This is how it started last time.
He had he's got a tattoo, but it's got infected because the cat fucking scratched it or something.
Oh right.
Is that the guy off Emmerdale?
No. Right. Is anyone into grunge music here?
No.
Yeah, a bit.
Right. So everybody goes grunge music, Nirvana, and all the
I
rest
like
of it.
grunge music.
No.
Everybody tonight, do me a favour.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Go to Smashing Pumpkins were alternative. They weren't necessarily grunge, Dave.
It was grunge.
They were.
We've hit
Bit
a
of Stained.
nerve.
They could be a Stained in there.
I've done, yeah, Stained grunge, fine. Smashing Pumpkins are alternative. I'm sorry. You can put them in the grunge category if you want, but if you're going to be... Anyway.
But on Thursday at 7 is Dave's podcast.
Watch Alice in Chains, MTV Unplugged.
Yeah, I like Alice in Chains. What's that got to do with your tattoo, though?
It's Lane Staley.
I really do like... have you seen Florence and the Machines Unplugged? They're really
Steve,
good. They're really good.
You like Alice in Chains, but you don't know who Lane Staley is.
Not a clue.
So you know, like William DeVour, who now sings for Alice in Chains, but the first 3 albums were by Lane Staley, and they still say to this day, his range, his vocal range, what he could deliver is still unmatched to this day. But died of
even by Freddie Mercury.
No,
yeah, he'd take Freddie Mercury to.
They sang some good songs. That's all.
But if you listen to MTV Unplugged, Alice in Chains. Sorry to burp. It's amazing. It is one of the.
Let's pause for a moment.
It's still, like everyone goes on about grunge and they go, "Oh, Nirvana, MTV Unplugged."
No, I think it's amazing. Yeah.
But Alice in Chains Unplugged, blow them out the park. Vocal range, Kurt Cobain, Chris Cornell.
To be fair, Kurt Cobain's Unplugged was amazing.
It was all right.
It was good.
It was good, yeah. We're not going to take that away from it, but you watch Alice in Chains Unplugged and you'll be woken to how good MTV Unplugged really can
I missed
be.
that.
Did you just use the term
I miss
woke,
MTV
then,
Unplugged.
I think I did.
It was amazing. It
Yeah,
was
you
good.
just used the term woke. Sorry, can you please excuse yourself from the group? Oh. There we go.
LCD is.
I like the way he's LCD.
I've got the power kicking completely. There you go.
Yeah. Sorry, just use the term woke. It's like gone. That's it.
Right, have we? Listen, it's 2 hours 20 minutes, and we've covered a lot of stuff, and I've got so much material here.
I don't think
I will edit it down. I will create a 5-minute summary.
Really?
Oh my god, that's going to be so difficult.
Really?
Can we just quickly cover them when people are paying and why they have to get the fucking club card out?
Why not? Get points for club cards.
We're back
Thing
on.
is, nowadays, right?
Fuck
The
off.
club card. No, you have to get the club card out now to get the
You
discount.
have to get the club card out.
Yeah,
It's a waste of
discount.
time.
You don't get
You get
discount
nothing, and no one
otherwise.
ever spends it. Yeah, but
I spend the club card points.
I don't.
Here's the
loads of
thing,
club card
right?
points.
When you go to the cash machine,
Use it for
why do I
Disney.
always get stuck behind the guy playing fucking Tetris?
Have you seen in America the guy who put a mannequin in front of the cash machine and all the Americans queue behind it?
fucking queued up behind
I'll
a fucking
find that.
a mannequin.
Carry on talking.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
find
funny,
that.
that.
It's fucking brilliant, and I love
Yeah,
that
it's
humour.
funny.
That's what gives me faith in humanity. That shit happens. Because even if I was queuing behind it, I'd be
They
like,
put it there, and then
appreciate
they filmed it,
yeah.
and people were queuing.
Do you know what else
and
annoys
queuing.
me? It's a little bit like supermarket etiquette, but why? When people are queuing at a petrol station, they're obsessed with if your filler cap's on the left, they have to go to a pump that directly serves it. Did not
I know,
realise
it's long
they go,
enough
"Oh,
to go
yeah."
around the other side of the fucking car.
Mate, go to Costco at the moment. It takes you like 2 hours just to get there. I'll go any side I can get in quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
did
they've
it
got
when they had that
extra
fuel
long
crisis
hoses.
and no one was queuing up and at this certain pump, and I'm like, okay, I'm having it. What's going on? And it was because it's on the other side. Have you ever done it though? You've parked really badly and you can't reach. You have to get back in the car.
You're like a right twat.
Yeah. Every
All
time we
the
go to
time.
a car wash.
All the time.
Go to a what, Dave?
Car wash.
A what?
You know those car washes where you just put your car through those big machines and they wash your car for you?
You've just swore at Dave there, haven't you?
I know, because I've been waiting 2 years to get my car out to his unit. So I actually sent him a video of me going through a car wash just to piss him off.
I go, Mallory. I go through a car wash on a regular basis. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you've ruined your headlining as well. I noticed when I was sat in it when you're taking me to Vix, you've chipped away at your headline, and that really irritated. I couldn't drive a car that had a cut in the headlining. I couldn't do it.
I don't even know what headlining is, if I'm honest.
Right, so you know where your pillar goes down, your B pillar goes down?
No.
Right.
Where your seatbelt is. Where your
Where your
seatbelt
seatbelt
is.
is.
Yeah.
That should
The
be.
bit between the front door and the back door.
And
Yeah.
and your A pillar as well. You
Yeah.
must have put something in there and been rough with it. And you
Oh,
cut
yeah.
it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
yeah.
you can drive with that being in there. You know, I could recommend somewhere you could get that refabricated, but you need to get that done because I don't know you can drive. It's like driving with a rattle.
Right.
He put his missus in there.
How much would it cost to get it refabricated, though?
About 400 or 500 quid, but it needs doing.
Yeah, fuck off. I'm
Is
just
it
gonna
Leeds?
leave it. Yeah.
You need to do it anyway. They'll pick up
I've
on
got it.
that.
I've got it, guys.
Well,
There we go.
What's this one?
Yeah.
Fuck's
You have to be-
sake.
Hey, people who are joining here, I set it up. I've got
Yeah,
my
that's the
man
one.
at the cash point.
Fucking mannequin.
I've got someone waiting already.
Derek. It's Derek the mannequin.
Just give it a minute.
Just
and
waiting for him all day.
People join the queue. It's fucking crazy.
There's two people there now. It's two.
Yeah. Thick bastard.
Oh no, this is way too quick. This is way too quick.
I don't think it's America though. It didn't sound American.
No,
It's
it's
Tesco.
not America.
Tesco
That's
Express.
Tesco's, huh?
It sounds Yorkshire.
So you see Steve queuing up as well.
Hi everyone. He's waiting in the queue with them.
Well, yeah, there's a guy stood at the cash machine. What do you reckon?
Oh, fuck me.
Gotta love the Brits and queuing, aren't you?
Yeah. It's just drilled into us just to queue.
It is. It is.
They should have stuck them in the Queen's coffin queue, shouldn't they?
just to see how long people will actually queue.
There's Phil and Holly going past them.
I was going to say, it would have stopped Phil and Holly.
I pushed Derek out of the way, wouldn't they? Come on, Derek, shift it.
Even Mr. Beckham.
Three of them now.
Wow, look at this. Look at this. This is great.
Oh my days.
I can't believe she actually thinks it's real.
It's fucking hell, man.
Chavs on bikes.
So basically,
This guy.
He sussed it. He sussed
it. Hey, he found it.
he was pissing his pants laughing at the end. He's like,
brilliant.
That was good. That was good. Very, very good.
Ah, I love that. I love it.
That was very good. Right, I think we're done, guys. We done? We're done.
We're definitely done with supermarket etiquette.
Right.
Well, do you know what? We didn't really get into it, did we?
Wasn't there a bonus subject we were going to talk about?
I think we've run out of time for the bonus subject.
That was scanning things free on we know when you
The
go
tills.
to the till.
So you've got two options, haven't you?
What do you get away with?
Rob the retired blokes like
Fucking hell.
It's
I know,
right,
it's
right,
midnight.
right.
Is it bedtime?
I can stay till. I don't have to get up for anything.
That's a bad to get
self-service tills are ridiculous.
Right. Until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
What I've worked out recently was when I go to buy a birthday card, right? If you scan it and you put it on the thing, it doesn't recognise it, and you've got to wait for someone to come over to.
Do you know at the front of you where you've got the chewing gum and stuff? Put some chewing gum on there, you get the chewing gum.
Exactly right. So
Mars bar or
I just fucking scan anything and then put the card on for free. I'm like, yeah, I'm having
carrots. Stick carrots on it.
But it's
made
me realise that you can get a lot for free if
you can
do this.
Put a steak on the scales and put it as carrots.
Carrots.
Yeah.
That's the conversation we were having before. It's like
lots of people do this.
Not that I do that, and I don't.
Right.
What's
the biggest thing you've got away with then?
The biggest thing I got away with was 5 bottles of champagne for 19 pence per kilo because I weighed him in as carrots.
But 19 pence per kilo. I like that. The thing is, what happens on that instance as well is someone will come over and verify your ID. Not bother to check that it's not fucking carrots.
But they don't do that for carrots.
Yeah, don't ID. It's not going to flash up, is it?
Yeah. So all the kids out there.
I mean, a little trick.
Get your 12 cans of special brew. 12 cans of special brew.
In, put it through as fucking carrots.
That's it.
I tell you what, the other week,
Joshua, £1.93 for 12 cans of special brew.
That is
like
genius.
87%
that
of the
actual genius in itself.
When I was in the co-op the other week and I needed an e-liquid, so I'm going to the main counter because you can't get it at self-service. So she's serving me and all the rest of it, and she's going, "Oh yeah, you can't go to the self-service for this because it'll flash up and we've got to check your ID and that." And then at that point, the fucking self-service thing went off, and she said, "We have to check everything." And as it's going off, she's going, just banging a computer, letting it through, and like a 15-year-old just left with a bottle of red wine. It's like, you're not checking then, are you?
Terrible reflection.
Mum stole £2,700 of groceries in self-service.
This one particularly caught my eye.
But did you need to?
I mean, look at the headline. What a classic The Sun headline: "Hall of Shame." Hall as in a hall rather than a hall. Hall of shame. Mum stole $2,700 of groceries in self-service checkout scam, and you'll never guess the bizarre method she used. Ready? The name of the lady that stole it was called Kylie.
No,
not to be stereotypical or anything, but her name was Kylie. Scam went on for 3 months before she was caught by a staff manager. Kylie Milner, 35, from Brisbane, Australia. Oh no, she was from Australia and she's called Kylie. I mean,
of course.
3 months.
What always upsets me with these incidents when they get caught is they're going, she's been doing it 3 months. Why did she fess up to that? Just say it was
I
my
think-
first time.
Oh yeah, just say like
It's a
beginning of
police
week.
investigation.
Yeah, but just
3
lie.
months photocopying barcodes from 65-cent fried noodles and putting them on products before getting caught.
Who was saying this before? Like someone.
Yeah, with
to work there
the
can get the
whoops.
discount
Yeah,
coupons.
get the whoops codes or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
when it goes out of date.
Yeah, but the Whoops codes don't always have
discount,
weights on them. That's the problem.
They do now. They never used to. Not that I know.
In the
Oh my
co-op,
God.
they never have weights on it in the co-op.
Oh my God. Cops went to her home. They found glue sticks and copies of fraudulent barcodes on her computer, along with items that were fake labels stuck on them.
Fair play to her. You know, like these fucking Morrisons,
Milner.
they're all that. They make an absolute fortune.
Milner, who appeared in Ipswich Magistrates Court on Monday, pleaded guilty to 31 counts of fraud, 3 counts of attempted fraud, 1 count of possessing a drug-related utensil.
What's the drug-related utensil?
Yeah,
Guessing it was a bong.
It's like a fork with a fucking slip on the end, isn't it?
It's a tablespoon. Has anybody just randomly? I've never done this before in my life, obviously.
You say that,
but has anyone ever done the shopping through a smackhead at Wetherspoons?
What?
You know, when years ago, smackheads used to come into like Wetherspoons or like last orders and stuff. Then go, do you want anything from Mazda or do you want anything from Tesco's? And you go, yeah, I'll have a Polaroid 32-inch LCD TV, 2 sirloin steaks, and a packet of super noodles. And then, like 15 minutes later, they turn up with it in like Wetherspoons.
I've
You'd be like, there you go, there's 50 quid.
So I've never done that. No. I've heard of it.
A whole new thing.
I've heard about it. I've never done it myself. But...
I knew a guy once who sold his leased car to a guy in Ireland, but never that.
That's the same. Yeah,
that's a good one.
It's along the same lines, and it was a very unusual experience.
You fucked yourself right up selling a leased car though, because
so basically,
what do you hand back?
Right. Well, here's the thing, right? So this is going a long way.
Hand the Irish guy back.
I was about 16, 17, right? You'll all, Cole maybe not, but you know when it was just a roundabout near Asda.
Yeah, before all the traffic lights.
Yeah. And you have that white building, don't you? Set back, electrical distribution supplies, white building. So he was the owner of there, and he was moving to Spain, and it all sounded a bit iffy anyway. And people were saying like he's selling his. He was just telling me he was selling his car, but someone else told me it's the leased car. And when you looked at the place, it was leased from Toyota in Blackpool. So we went on his leaving doings in Ashton. When we went in the first pub, I think it was Pitt and Nelson, went in there. This guy rings him up and he's like, this Irish guy, and he's like, I'm getting a plane now. I'll be landing in Manchester in like 45, 50 minutes. He's like, let me know when you land in Manchester. So anyway, we've moved on from that and went to Players Bar, I think it was at the time. Players Bar, guy rings him up, landing in Manchester, where are you going to be? So gives him the address. Guy turns up with a Costco bag, like the local co-op, just 12, 13 grand in it, hands it him, and he gives him the keys to it. Yeah, and he just fucks off in it. And the next day he was off to Spain. And when we went over for my 21st birthday a few years later, my dad was like proper pally with him. And he really didn't want to meet up with us, but he felt like we had to because we'd gone all the way over there. And he had a bar over there, but it was the only bar that had nobody in it. And he was really rude to all the customers. And he was telling his story about how he bought his house over there and how he had these 4 cars and only 1 car had the money in it. And so nobody had known this, that, and the other. My mum's just thinking, that's not how you buy a house in Spain. My dad's just like, fucking buying it all. Like, that's how you buy a house in Spain. And yeah, it's just an absolute dodgy bastard. And it's like the fact that he had this bar, and I even at one point got to work behind the bar to serve somebody and poured the world's shittest pint, and it was fine. He didn't give a shit. It was just obviously a front for whatever he was doing, and he just disappeared. And then was about 3 or 4 years ago, I was in the Witchwood. I was in the front, I was getting a drink, and I just looked over, and there he was on the phone. So I don't know what had gone on. I didn't approach him or anything because he was just like a bit of a wrong un. We always wonder what had gone on. Yeah, sold his leased car to. Yeah, it was leased from Blackpool Toyota to an Irish guy, but he was like, "Yeah."
Sounds like the Bay Horse.
I was like one section in Staley Bridge. I don't know if it's still running. I remember going in there.
Yeah, it's still going now. I think.
Is it still going? So my dad was like,
it's still going now.
He was dead pally with him. He's like, "Oh, Sean's in the British Protection. We're going to go meet him for a drink." I was like 16, 17. So I'm like, right, all right. So we sat down and he had a duffel bag with him under the chair. I didn't think anything of it. And anyway, got in the conversation. At the time, it's when the £20 notes were changing over to another paper type, and how long you had before before you had to change them in and all the rest of it. So in between, I'll give you a bit of context. We'd gone to play pool, we'd gone to a fruit machine, we just sat at the bar, and then we'd come back to these chairs. And this duffel bag had always remained in the same place. And then Sean pulls the bag out and he goes, unzips it and goes, "These £20?" My dad's like, "Yeah." And the bag was just full of them £20 notes. Don't know what you're into, but I'm sorry, but distributing like 4-core steel wire armored cable is not filling duffel bags full of £20 notes.
Depends who you're selling them to.
Yeah, well, the weird thing is, we had a job in Cumbria, and we got in the van, and we were about 2-3 in the morning. Realised we need like a 5-core steel wire armored for the job, and I messaged my dad who got up to make sure I got up, and he went, "Go to Sean's, he's in." And we went round to EDS, and he was.
Sorry, Dave. Sorry to interrupt. That was the noisiest cork removal I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, listen, if you watched the Great Escape podcast, you would know
that's
why.
What it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Mate, yeah.
I watch it every week.
No, you don't. And we know you don't watch every week because we said on the podcast we're going to put like a keyword in there.
Keyword, yeah, you did say it.
Yeah,
I did say it. I just left it dragging for an hour and a half.
So a keyword, and then Steve comes on and messages me and says the keyword is this, and I'm like, thank you, Steve. And like, oh, Big Dave didn't message me. I wonder why.
Because I'm not a performing monkey. That's why.
Right.
You tell me to do something, I'll do something the complete opposite.
Listen, guys, we are going to end.
Don't give me £1,000.
We're going to end the podcast.
I think we have to.
This bombshell.
If you had your bank details, Rob, it'd be in there by now.
Mum spots face of Elvis in a pot noodles McDonald's ketchup. It's always Elvis, isn't it? Elvis or Jesus?
Yeah, do you know what though? She's not fully executed that, because if she had a couple more chips, she could have got more ketchup out of that.
It does look like Elvis. To be fair, it does look like Elvis.
It looks like Elvis on
the robot off Red Dwarf.
It looks like Elvis on Minecraft.
It's
it's fucking always Elvis or Jesus.
It's the line.
Jesus.
It's the line that gets me. And Mother was left all shook up. Oh, wow, brilliant!
The best one I've ever seen was the
so it's like a single
Jesus
benefits,
in the Jack Russell's arsehole. I think that was the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a great one. Yeah. Let me find it. Yeah. Hang on.
Jesus, like on the crucifix on the Jack Russell's
Jesus
arsehole.
In a dog's arse.
So your Google search is like.
Oh, there it is. Second one in. Oh, first one, yeah.
First one,
isn't it?
Oh my God, it's Jesus.
Look.
Oh, chuff off.
Accept cookies.
Zoom.
Does anyone else really want a Greg's sausage roll now?
Oh my God, it's Jesus.
I could eat a sausage roll, yeah. That does look a bit like Jesus.
It's like Highway to Heaven.
I wonder why they're not doing these little things where it's got a little ring around it to go around the tail and it leaves a little diamante covering up the little delicate bit.
Well, like a vajazzle.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some out there for bulldogs.
It probably is.
French bulldogs.
People go mad for the pets, so.
I think I found a better one. Hang on. Oh, no, I think I've just been doxed. Hang on.
Doxed?
Yeah. Oh, chuff off. There you go. This is the better one. Hang on.
It actually looks like he's got hands on it as well.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit like the Grinch at the same time, though.
It does look a little bit like Sam dressed up as the Grinch.
Yeah.
He hates Christmas.
Thing is, it's the Grinch that pinched. Right, that's it. I'm done. I think everyone else is done. I think whoever our one viewer on Twitch is probably also done as well. They've probably fallen asleep and left Twitch open.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's a very long time.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you very much, the person on Twitch.
Yeah, whoever you are on Twitch, you're a hero.
Is actually someone watching it?
Yeah, there's one person watching it currently. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be my mum. It'll be my mum. Don't worry about it.
It could be French Dave.
Is your mum Twitch?
If you, I suppose if you're in the right place, I guess.
It's that girl from Tesco's.
Twitching like a motherfucker.
You only had to say you love me, Dave.
I never got them chocolates. My mum ate them.
All you had to do was walk down that aisle once.
No, because it was
technically twice because you'd marry her, so
Dude, you should have done it, man. I thought it was going to be like a romantic story as well.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't because the same thing happened. Remember Bottom Dollar in Staley Bridge?
I thought it was going to be the story about how you met Nat. I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
who's
Bottom Dollar?
No, I knew Nat for a long time, but how me and Nat evolved was I just followed her in the taxi on Christmas Eve.
Oh, so you worked out where she lived, and then you just tapped on the window.
I knew where she lived.
Like the Grinch.
It was 1 a.m, Christmas Day, in a taxi from the Foresters, and I just got in it.
In her taxi?
Yeah.
Well, that's not following it in a taxi, is it?
That's
being in the same taxi, is
that's
it?
professional following. I got in the taxi with her. You can't follow better than that. And then when she got out, I got out. And when she unlocked the door and got in a house, I got in. And, when she went upstairs, I went upstairs.
Had some cheese on toast.
Hang on. Did you not are you trying to tell us that you're chatting up in a nightclub and then she took you home? Is that what you're trying to say to us here?
No, so me and Nat were like best friends for years.
He followed her in a taxi.
Yeah, and then it was Christmas Eve. We'd gone out to the Foresters, and she was like, "I'm going home now. I'm getting a taxi." I didn't book a taxi. I just waited outside, and when she got in the taxi, I slipped in, and
slipped in the taxi.
Slipped in the taxi, and then it got to a house.
Just to clarify,
the best bit is in the morning I was still pissed, and I'm on the landing singing a Merry Christmas songs to everybody, and the mum's coming out going, "Oh, Dave, love, what you doing here?"
Well, she still slipped in as well.
No, I got out.
It kind of like.
I got out.
Did you go
fizzle out with her?
Did you go shaggy your daughter? Is that what you said to her? I'm shaggy your daughter. Merry Christmas.
I don't know.
Daughter, sorry, I'm.
I've just come down a chimney.
Well, the week before, I'd got a mum a present, which was a little
chocolate
train. Little love art chocolate, flowers, a little picture of me, and she put it in the cabinet. It's still in there now.
So what you're saying is you're the milk tray guy?
If the milk tray guy had a cholesterol problem, unhealthy, and couldn't run to the end of his drive without sweating and shitting himself, then yes, I'm the milk tray man.
You are that
milk tray man.
Yeah. I'm the modern day milk tray man. I represent all the real milk tray people out there. Yeah. You can't hang from an aeroplane because you can't get on the aeroplane. You can't hang on an aeroplane because you'd be that high in diazepam, you fall asleep before you got to like however you get out of the aeroplane.
And you wonder which way you're going.
What? There's a lot going on then.
You wouldn't know which way you were going.
No. And I can't dive. I can't swim. I found that out on holiday. I thought I was a really good swimmer. I got in the pool and it turns out my 5-year-old son's actually better swimming than me.
He stood there in the pool going, which way's fucking Africa? Which way's France? I got a fucking clue.
I can't swim at all. Can't do it. Not there. I had my 10 metre badge and it was nowhere near to fucking back me up. I couldn't do fucking 1 metre.
Did you floor the way around? Cheat a bit?
No, I just stayed where I could feel my feet until Nat bought Caleb a inflatable crocodile. Then I was like, fucking Olympian swimmer. Fucking on it.
I'll tell you a story. Rob Stag Do.
Oh, when he was floating around the pool.
Rob Stag Do in Benidorm. So we'd been like, I think it was like 2 days on the beer, not let him sleep, not let him not drink. And it got to a point where we had to sort of let him sleep. So we let him sleep in the pool. So there's Rob with armbands on.
In the pool?
In the pool, right? So because
You mean like a Lilo?
We're all mean, right? So there's Rob's got armbands on, and he's got his face in a donut, like a donut ring.
Ah, okay.
And he's like that, and so he obviously he won't drown because his head's on the donut ring, and he's asleep in the pool, and he's basically bouncing around the pool, and his kids are basically playing around around him. And then when he wakes up, the first thing he sees is a shot of Sambuca, and he's like, "Oh!" And he's like, "Shot of Sambuca," and he's like, "Oh, I'm back on it again now." That was basically Rob Stag Do.
Good on you, Rob. Good on you.
I've never been so ill in all my life. Half pints of tequila.
It was brutal. It was out of all stag do's. I've been running quite a few stag do's. It was brutal. It was.
I've always avoided stag do's, and the first ever stag do I've ever been on was Big Dave's. And I always remember getting on the plane and Burnsy cracking up a bottle of Cristal that he bought in duty free.
And it was like fucking lukewarm. It was horrible.
And I was looking at Sam, and Sam's like, "You don't get off the plane. You'll be all right. Just sit down."
And he's singing on city songs, isn't he? At the back.
Yeah, and I'm like,
to a load of Newcastle fans.
I've made a mistake, and Sam's going, "Just sit down. We're going to be safe." And I had no diazepam or anything. And Sam's going, "The pilot has a family. He wants to get there and get back safely." And he was like, "What have you got on your phone?" I went, "Loads of music." He's like, "Put your earphones in. Listen to some music." I went, "You got the Pixies there, Dave. Listen to the Pixies. I'll let you know when we've landed." And we landed, and it's like, got to the room, and they put me with Neil and Alan, didn't you?
You were the old guys, didn't you?
Yeah. Which turned out good and bad at the same time because because I paid for the air conditioning and they hid the remote, and it was like fucking Arctic in there. And I woke up in the morning from being pissed. I put everything I had in my suitcase was on me.
Yeah,
I was that fucking cold.
But the best thing about that story is it was 28 degrees outside. All he had to do was open the fucking patio door.
Logic didn't prevail in that instance.
So it was like inside the apartment room. It was like -5. Outside,
when you're drunk. No, exactly.
You know what though? It was like
you're drunk, you just don't work those things out.
And it was like it literally was funny because they bullied me, but they were like my mum and dad while I was out there because went out for breakfast and I'd just not bought my wallet, and I'm like, I don't have any way to pay, and that was like, we're not going to eat then, and obviously suddenly full English would come in front of me and all the rest of it, and it was. But that was my first experience of a stag do. I've not done a day event. I've not done an evening anywhere. That was my first stag do.
That was a pretty high stag do as well.
One of the best moments of that stag do was when we all got to that place where we stayed. It was like fucking Beirut. This hotel where we stayed. It was fucking hot.
Ibiza, by the way, Rob. Ibiza.
Right.
So it's like cheap as chips. So it's like proper slap bang in the middle of nowhere. Hotels, everyone's gurning the fucking tree off. Everybody's selling everything. So it's like we all got to the rooms. Everybody separated into the rooms. We all ended up in one, and there's a knock on the door. So onto the door. So knock on the door. So Dave went out, opened the door, and the guy's like, "Hey mate, you all right? You've just got to Ibiza." Dave's like, "Yeah, I just landed about an hour ago," and stuff like that. It's like, "Do you want any drugs?" He's like, "Yeah, have you got any Imodium?" The guy's like, "You what?" He's like, "You taking the piss?" He went, "No, have you got any Imodium?" It's like, my ass is fucking fell through. I just need some Imodium.
I want some Imodium and paracetamol. And he left me car with me and went, "If you need anything else, give us a call."
Like, need anything else, give us a shout. So,
well, you're shit, aren't you, mate? Because you haven't got Imodium or paracetamol.
Not quite what he meant, really, is it?
No, I don't think it was. But my eyes were opened. And then the other one, I remember really panicking when Sam was doing. So I didn't go on the main one because Caleb was born right in the middle of it when Sam went abroad. But I did the UK one. It was the Ale Trail. I'm like panicking again, thinking,
Oh, that's what the video is.
Toilet. That's well, you having
on the video.
At the end.
Yeah, you'll see at the end. Yeah.
I was looking at all the stops thinking, I can't drink at every one. And I can't think who said it. It might have been Dave said to me, well, don't drink at every stop. He said, have a Coke, have a water. Like, right, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And before I knew, I was doing like 2 pints at every stop, and we end up in Manchester.
Chinese about 4 o'clock in the morning. Like,
yeah.
It was messy.
Most weekends, that to be fair. Whenever we go out.
Right, we're 2 hours and 50 minutes in. We're going. Everyone say goodbye. Thank you very much, everyone. By the way, for turning up.
Jesus.
I know. Thanks everyone for tuning up.
Goodbye.
Thank you, our one Twitch viewer, for sticking with us and listening to us. Hopefully, it's somebody we don't know, because otherwise, maybe it is that bird from Tesco.
Yeah.
Dave stalked.
Well, look how I turned down.
Every little helps.
She's now stalking. she's now stalking you, mate. So yeah, it's fine. Yeah, how the tables have turned, Dave. Yeah.
Well, you see how it turned out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
she's only human, right? She's only
exactly. She's only human. Exactly. All right, everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. I am going to play a video. Everyone's going to disappear off the screen. I love you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll be back maybe next week, maybe in a few weeks. Who knows?
We'll be there next week.
See?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And I'm going to take this 2 hours, 50 minutes and try and do something with it. I'm going to try and cut it up a little bit and create some little snippets and put it on YouTube. So
yeah, you need to cut it up quite a lot.
Yeah.
It takes time because I have to sit and watch 2 hours, 50 minutes of footage.
After the story you told before, Carl, you've got no job come Tuesday. So
Dave's not in it for the first hour and a half anyway.
Just technical issues.
Technical issues. It wouldn't be a podcast without taking the technical issues.
A wealth of equipment redundant on my table right now.
Exactly.
And also,
exactly.
Rob's retired now, so that could be his role. Past the time.
Yeah.
A little bit of video editing. I can help you out, Carl, if you want.
It's either that or.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
We've been waiting for somebody, a certain person's 30th.
We're still waiting from 30th birthday pictures from 15 years ago, aren't we?
Yep.
I can't hear. Reception's gone.
Dave's got Dave mysteriously go. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Brilliant.
Right. That's it. Alex, say goodbye, everyone. Say goodbye. I'm going to play the bit at the end. Right. Say goodbye. Dave's gone. Steve's said Auf Wiedersehen. He's gone. Say goodbye, Rob.
Bye.
Rob's gone. Dave.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. And I'm going to say tschüss. Bye-bye.